Are you having a fever?
Now we're up.
Okay.
Indie left, indie left, news and politics and all the rest. So much to do on the YouTube, so they curate a list for you. Do you want to watch your favorite creator or have a chat on the dicks and all the rest? So well, you better get hip to indie left. So they curate a indie left, independentleft.media. Or have a chat on the dicks and all the rest. So well, you better get hip to indie left. So they curate a indie left, independentleft.media. Or have a chat on the dicks and all the rest. So well, you better get hip to indie left.
Hey everybody, it's Sunday night. What's going on? It is Indy. It is Reef. It is How Do We Miss That? Is everybody here? Is anybody here? Is there anybody out there? What's up, Reef? Hey everybody, it's Sunday night. What's going on? It is okay. I'm hearing feedback and I'm hearing myself on Telegram. I don't know how to mute that. Is there anybody? Let's see. Out there. Okay, I don't hear it now. Hopefully everybody else still can. Hi everybody. Wow, a few minutes late, but we're getting started. Hey Reef, what's going on, dude?
Not much, man.
All right, good. We can hear you too. So I didn't mess up anybody's mics. Good evening and welcome to the show. There we are.
Now is not the time, dog.
Ah, Papa!
Dog waits till things starts, and then he's like, "More, I want in."
Papa. So, hey everybody. Anybody who's here in chat, welcome to How Did We Miss That? So, as everybody knows, and I will bring up my... Where's my spiel? Ugh, see, everything is all messed up here. So, we're a little behind schedule today, and that's okay. But let's bring up where are our show notes, and now that everything is getting messed up. Because it is. Oh, here we go. Here's my notes.
It's technology.
Technology. Here we go. Welcome, everybody, to How Do We Miss That? How Do We Miss That is a show airing on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, Twitter, and Odyssey Sunday nights at 10 p.m. Eastern, reviewing a few big stories that we haven't seen covered much in leftist space and independent media for the last couple of weeks, because it's been 2 weeks since we streamed last. So, co-hosted by me, Indy, founder and editor of Independent Left News, and this guy, Ref Breland, yeah, see that? Creator of the Jimmy Dore Discord and host of the Reaper After Dark show, which had another fun show that this past Friday night.
Great.
And all the stories were featured in our Substack, Leftist.today, at the top of our website, independentleft.news. And, yeah. So want to give a shout out to all of our patrons, Ko-fi supporters. We've got Nikki, Radical Leftist Agenda. We've got Les Bones. We've got Noli. We've got Eric. We've got Richard and Richard M. And we've got Robin. So thank you all so much. Of course, thank you to the volunteers, Nicole and Darlene and Big Mad Crab. And shout out to Alex Davidson this week, of course, like in every Substack post like he does every week. And big shout out to Tara Reid, who has been kicking butt this week and going all over the place, getting herself set up, and love helping her and giving her all the support we need. Last night did Friends of Indie Left with Kit Cabello. Definitely check that out if you have not already. Miguel, welcome. How are you? Welcome. And then and Tuesday at 4 p.m. Eastern, I will be going on TNT Radio with Misty, which is going to be awesome. I'm really excited for her new radio
show. Is it before or after Shawshank Redemption?
It's going to be after, I'm guessing. So it's been a busy few days, and it's awesome. Last week took a first business trip in 2 years, and that was awesome experience. Just wow, getting out of the house and getting to actual restaurants and seeing people in person was so badly needed.
Yep.
And yeah, it was so successful, I think, and we'll see exactly what comes out of that soon enough, but just seeing everyone was enough. So we have a whole bunch of stories because there were 2 weeks worth. I didn't do an edition for 4 or 5 days worth while I was away, but there were about 10 different independent left news and leftist.today's. I think there were 9 in total since we last did a show. So pulled together some of the articles from that set. And there were quite a few. Of course, war is dominating what's happening. But there were a bunch of other things that were happening that really people weren't talking much about, at least that I didn't hear, and I didn't hear anybody around me really talking about them. So I'm excited to share those stories with everyone tonight and go through them with you. I probably need to turn something on so you can see my screen, right, Reef?
Yeah.
Let's see.
Discord, share that little browser.
How's that?
Sure, I think it puts you in the top corner, but that's cool.
Nope. Nope, because I framed it before.
No.
See?
Gotcha. That works.
Yeah. All right. So we're gonna go to Doobly Doop, and we're gonna go to our first story. Well, actually, before we do that, we'll just look at my screen. We'll go through the current edition, and we figured out how to make dark mode work. Okay. So, and I remember somebody saying at one point that they were not able to see this live on screen with one of the websites. Looks good to me right now. This is the current version of independentleft.news, of course. You've got the story from Lauren Elizabeth at the top about generals calling for a no-fly zone. Absolutely terrifying. Totally agree with her. Caitlin Johnstone, Glory Jones wrote a fire article. Everybody's been talking about that. Then all about private equity and home health industries, and that came out of Truth Out through Common Dreams. And you can see there's a link to the Kit Cabello stream on our Odyssey channel from last night. Then another Common Dreams article about natural gas exports. And actually, this article is one of the ones that we're going to cover today, because I think that not enough people are really talking about natural gas with regard to what's happening in Ukraine and why that's so important.
Right.
Of course, you've got the video slider, and there's dozens of videos in there, again, including you could watch the Kit Cabello stream, and that's on the Indie News Network. Shout out to Indie News.Network that we're members of.
Go sub to that if you haven't already.
Yep, go subscribe to Indie News.Network, INN. So we've got, and again, there are dozens and dozens and dozens of stories, and that's just today's edition. I also wanted to give a shout out and call out to the fact that you can go historically back by edition, day by day, and go back and see what was Wednesday's edition that we're pulling the story from on Wednesday. And this is what it looked like on Wednesday, and you can share Wednesday stories right from here, which is really cool. Big fan of this platform still. It's still an excellent tool to share and find and aggregate news. Sorry, everybody. Just a little froggy throat. Also wanted to shout out, of course, the Substack, leftist.today, independentleftnews.substack.com. You can get there by going to either URL. You can watch the stream currently here. This is the current latest Substack where we talk about the episode for tonight. After tonight's episode, I will update it with all of the links to all different articles that we're going to cover. Everywhere you can find support and have fun with Indie Left and INN.
Nice.
So that is our little commercial about where you can go, how you can find, let everybody get caught up. Warren, what's up, brother? Eric, how are you, fam? That was some crazy streaming by RBN this weekend. Give them a lot of credit for the third-party summit and for bringing together third-party candidates, as well as people who don't believe in electoral politics.
If you missed our St. Patrick's Day stream,
I did.
You should definitely go watch that.
Yeah, I definitely still need to.
People should go find that.
Well, we watched parts of it the other night where Jesse was talking at it. The craziest meta thing was I had Reef in his lower box while Reef is in the top right box on the stream, and they're literally doing the same hand-to-face motions. And I was like watching. It was like you were miming yourself. It was classic. So
it was this. It was my face was hurting. It was bad.
I can't believe what? Oh, that was too much. Yeah. So that was our fun. Great. So definitely check out the extra booyah from Thursday night from St. Patrick's Day. Check out.
Hopefully he gets that clipped up good, because that's going to be a great clip.
Oh my God! And then, who did you have on Friday night? I know you had Ricky on Friday night. Noli was there. Jesse showed
Ricky,
up, right?
Noli. Yep.
Jesse was there.
Mortier put that in chat for us.
Holy
Jesse
moly.
was here. It was Jesse, Noli, Ricky. It was great.
Yep.
You know.
Good times. And again, so talking to Kit last
what else
night,
we missed before that?
I think
You did Kit.
I think Kit had a few, tied a few on, and that was cool. And he was definitely toasting some Japanese whiskey, I believe that was. So we definitely had a good time. And check out the conversation with me and Kit. He had a lot to say about independent media. He had a lot to say about censorship. He had a lot to say about what's happening in the space in the world today. Oh crap, I just lost something. Anyway, that was
I love the Chicago boys. So anytime hopefully I'm going to get Kit on mine soon. That's supposed to happen at some point. But, maybe him and Bacon.
And we're
should be a good stream.
And we're hoping that that Kit's gonna have some more of the INN people on Hard Lens moving forward. He, as we talked about afterwards, he said he's really been head down and focused on getting the new studio up and on what Hard Lens has been working on, 99 Perspectives and Chicago Corner, and they're so focused on what they're up to, they really hadn't paid attention and known what we were up to when they heard all these different independent creators that had come together to help each other and amplify each other. He was like, "This is fantastic, yeah." And who are all these people? Right. Oh, send me a list of everyone and let's get them on. Let's get them on Hard Lens sooner rather than later. I want to have all of them on. Like, yeah, absolutely, let's do that. Yep. So for sure. That's
gonna be great.
Noli, shout out. How are you? Welcome tonight. Glad to see you as always. I'm sure Green Wiccan, Frankie Lee will be here at some point. Excited for her to be here.
Yeah.
Her reconnecting with everybody. So again, let's get to a few stories. Diddly Doot and Indie Maine, and we will go to our first one from my friend Judd Legume, Popular Info. And again, here's a little talking about energy, talking about Ukraine, talking about Russia, the audacity of oil. And what he's talking about here is the oil companies, American Petroleum Institute.
Right.
So it's oil and gas, right? But what they want to do is pressure the U.S. government to roll back environmental protections, right? So this is what they've been up to, and what they're saying is...
Clean Water and Clean Air Act gone, or...
Yeah, exactly, pretty much. So what they want is, what they should do is be upping, if they claim to be so patriotic, they should be upping U.S. production, because to make up for the 7% loss in production that we're going to be losing if we're boycotting Russia's oil, which we're doing right now. Okay, and this had happened back on March 7th. So you're talking almost 2 weeks ago at this point. So, the administration discouraged American energy, and that it had halted new federal leasing, key to future energy investment and production. So here they are, like, kind of crapping on what the administration was doing about drilling permits, about blocking development in Alaska. They want to drill, baby, drill. Right? That's what the APIs thing was. But what they're not doing is they talk about what the Biden administration isn't doing, and other claims of misdirection. Biden did nix Keystone XL, right, but would not have had any impact on Europe's dependence on Russian energy, which is true. All right, more fundamentally, current level of fossil fuel production in the U.S. doesn't reflect the industry's capacity, but rather it's their desire to keep supplies constrained and prices high. And that's the gist of all of this, is that fossil fuel companies aren't producing more because shareholders prefer windfall profits. Again, they saw demand, supply, a way to get back to $100 a barrel oil, which is what's been happening lately. And you can see current domestic production remains well below existing capacity. So to claim that we have this shortage or this inability to produce more, which of course we don't want to see them produce more. We're not looking to see them produce, but what they're doing is they're talking out of both sides of their mouth. All right, the push by the API has little to do with the crisis in Ukraine. Right, they're just seeing it as a reason to increase prices because they're looking to see increased demand. It's an effort to exploit it, to undercut long-term efforts to transition to clean energy. That's the other thing they're trying to do.
let me put this Twitter in the chat. So the fossil fuel industry, so they're just trying to essentially allow
How the
Russians
fossil
and
fuel
Ukrainians
industry
to drill more.
empowered Putin. Yep. Okay. So
Okay.
several major fossil fuel companies partnered with Russian state-owned companies to help Putin monetize oil and gas. We know that. Rosneft and
Yeah.
Halliburton, API member, has not announced any changes to operations in country. And the Koch brothers are still operating the country as well. I mean, the way they see it, they keep saying, their statement was, we don't want to turn over all this equipment, all this technology to Russia and just hand it over to them. And
Right.
kind of understand their point in a way. I mean, they certainly would have to take huge losses.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this. I get a chance to have some fun. So,
What? You okay?
when Congress was constructing new sanctions in response to Russia's interference with interference with the 2016 presidential election, allegedly, API lobbied against the provision that would have banned U.S. businesses from working on international oil projects that involved any sanctioned Russian partners. According to the Wall Street Journal, lobbying by Exxon and other big oil companies is part of a push to preserve potential business relationships with Russia. See, that's one of the things that they're doing. Right. So Judd is following the money. Representing companies in the industry that don't want to be blocked from these deals, right? House version allowed oil companies to continue to work on projects even if sanctioned Russian partners had an ownership stake of up to a third. Wow.
Yeah.
The amended bill appropriately focuses sanctions on the intended target, Russia and its energy firms, rather than inadvertently benefiting Russia at the expense of U.S. companies. Hilarious. That's an interesting needle thread. Although, again, API testified against legislation which aims to stop construction of the Gazprom-backed Nord Stream 2 that would carry Russian natural gas across the Baltic Sea to Germany. So, wait, are they against this? They're against legislation which would try to stop Nord Stream 2. Because we, as a sovereign nation, can't stop a pipeline happening between two countries that want to have it. Right. The bill became law over API's objections. Although Russia was ultimately able to complete the pipeline, Germany shut it down after Russia's invasions of Ukraine last month. Because we kept provoking the bear and provoking the bear and provoking the bear. And as the thing was about to go operational and Germany would not certify the pipeline, which was completed and awaiting certification, on top of the fact that, again, Ukraine had been shelling the Donbass region, if they weren't going to let that thing go operational, that's part of what happened here. And that's one of the big things, again, that I didn't think anybody was talking about was the gas pipeline and the impact of what the gas pipeline will, and the importance of the gas pipeline when it came to this action that was started by, in this case, the invasion of, or the protection
and why
of
NATO
the
was trying to
Donbass
control
region.
that whole area. Yeah. Right. Yep.
So in January, as Russian forces were amassing, API was once again seeking to weaken the U.S. response. Okay, again, because we really should have nothing to say about this. This is not up to us.
Yeah.
The API should have nothing to say over a Russian to German natural gas pipeline. I mean, we are not the world's policemen, as you have eloquently said repeatedly. And we're also not like the world's boss. So if they want to make a pipeline between their two countries, their sovereign nations, that's going to serve the European market, there's really very little that we can do about that. And to pass legislation about that is ridiculous under cover of climate change. What we're really just trying to do is stop two countries from operating without our permission. I mean, that's really the way I see this. It's not, they're not trying to stop anything having to do with the environment. It's as hypocritical as can be. Our Congress is doing nothing else to try to help the environment in a lot of ways. So this is what you're doing? No, this is to serve your donors in the American Petroleum Institute. So it's an interesting angle pointed out by Judd. And since we're talking about natural gas, I guess we should probably skip to, and I'll move over to this last story from Common Dreams that actually did come out today, and it was in today's Independent Left News. And let's go back to a thumbnail for a second, and we'll go back. So, peace will only come through accelerating the transition to renewable energy, not by trading Russian oligarchs for oil and gas barons, said a Greenpeace campaigner. Of course. And we agree with that 100%. For sure. So the Department of Energy issued 2 long-term orders giving a pair of energy projects in Louisiana and Texas additional flexibility to export the addition of almost 1 billion cubic feet per day of LNG to any country which the U.S. does not have a free trade agreement, including all of Europe.
Okay.
So again,
repeat that again.
Was this about sending? Was this about selling energy and natural gas to Europe? Because we issued orders giving a pair of Cheniere energy projects in Louisiana and Texas the additional flexibility to export the equivalent of 750 million cubic feet per day of LNG to any country with which the U.S. does not have a free trade agreement, including all of Europe.
Right.
This is really important. And again, this is having to do with why this war is happening in the first place. It's because of energy. It's because of natural gas. Nice.
Like
this clown. So we've got a clown. We've got a clown in chat.
Yeah.
We've got to
never
get to the point, clown. Never gets to the point.
Yeah.
Peace will only come through accelerating the transition to renewable energy, agreed, not by trading Russian oligarchs for American oil and gas barons. Yes. Biden administration's decision to increase gas exports empowers the same big oil companies, right, that are fueling conflicts around the world and are responsible. The API, for example. I'm sure they're just thrilled about this. A conscious choice to double down on global fossil fuel dominance. Agreed.
Yeah.
Aha! Somebody can cry more. Cry more.
As Common Dreams reported last week.
Right? Bill McKibben argued, that Biden should immediately invoke Defense Production Act and get the American manufacturers to start producing electric heat pumps so we can ship them to Europe. Right? Getting away from fossil fuels and carbon. In the meantime, Biden administration apparently decided to boost gas exports. Yeah. Okay, they're seriously considering the pump, the electric pump thing, which again is still gonna have to burn a ton of coal just to get the electric pumps because it's not all hydroelectric power. Okay, U.S.-based Protect Our Water tweeted that exporting more gas is not a viable option to solve Europe's energy crisis. Agreed. Okay, but that's certainly what we were looking to do was increase our exports. And again, that's one of the things that I don't think that enough people were talking about with regard to this war and why we escalated things, why we pushed escalation, why we continue to feed weapons into the region, why we continue to push against Putin's borders. Okay, they underscore the need to electrify everything. Now, again, I agree with the move to wind and solar and electric vehicles, as long as that you're not using coal-burning plants to power the electric. That's fine. Nuclear has some issues, but it's still cleaner power than coal-fired, as far as I know. Okay, we already have the technologies we need to end our dependence on gas. All we need is a political will, and we've been hearing this for decades. Right, so
decades now.
Right.
Yep.
So DOE
like
highlighted
yelling that kind of stuff is
okay. So Department of Energy's excited. They're excited. We get to grow an additional 20% beyond levels by the end of the year. Woohoo!
Right.
Drill, baby, drill.
And then on top of that, you have this whole the Green New Deal Network declared this week increasing U.S. LNG exports is essential to worsening. All right, this is the capitalization of green energy and stuff like that. On top of that is almost in some ways a bigger problem. Like, it's funneling money into dark businesses that don't do exactly what they claim to do.
Yep.
So we're boned either way in some respects. Like, and then on top of that, you have the no amount of like individual action will be able to like fix the issues of like the entire like energy like monopolies. Like, they're the ones burning the entire amounts of coal to make sure that your lights are still on.
And the military.
Like,
don't forget the military.
Right.
U.S. military, largest consumer of energy on the planet.
To get self-sustainable for solar, you're gonna have to drop $4 to $7 to $8 to $10 like easy, and that's if you don't use a lot of power. Like, it's still expensive. It's still,
Yeah, you go with a solar roof. You go with composting. I mean, there are solutions, again, and then there are the places that are trying to stop rainwater collection. Crazy.
Right. Yeah.
Crazy.
Or stop any of these things. Like, you can't put up your own like wind turbine because it's going to be a eyesore. Any of those things. Like, they're going to claim me for animal abuse if I get my army of hamsters to start powering my house. Like, none of those things.
What you do, yeah. So yeah, and we have a natural gas backup line to the house, which is really great. And we do run off electric power, of course, in our house.
I've got solar and stuff. I'd love to set up wind, things like that, but that's just expensive.
Yeah,
like,
actually,
and even then, the
electricity,
you still need a battery that's ripping fucking lithium out the ground with terrible mining procedures. Which, guess what they're burning to do all that crap.
Hamsters do turn green, especially on St. Patrick's Day, right, Eric?
Yep.
So.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the gas tie-in to what's happening in Ukraine and Russia, and us trying to up our exports because, of course, the and I hope this is working, but on Telegram. So yeah, we want to increase exports. Why? Profitability for private organizations. I mean, this is all, again, privatizing the gains. So who's going to end up the beneficiary of this? The shareholders. And who ends up holding the bag is everybody else.
E-Heller in the chat talking about lava-based solutions. Yeah, no, geothermal is great if you have volcanic activity. It's fantastic. This is why Norway and Iceland have both been doing that for a good minute. I don't know why Hawaii isn't doing that as well. They should be. But...
yeah, for sure. All right, next story, and this one was a doozy. And I saw this story come out, and it's a real tragedy in a lot of ways.
Right.
And it was pretty much universal. It comes out, and you can see Brettrenaud, and again, terrible. He's killed in Ukraine, covering this crisis. And
Loki?
It looks like Loki. No, it's not. It
looks like Loki a little bit.
It's Brettrenaud. Now, the narrative and the spin around this story is ridiculous.
Massive.
Redonkulous, okay? Yeah. I hate to even use that word. It's really terrible. But I have to give a lot of credit to Jordan Schachtel of the Dossier for smelling out the bullshit immediately. And the minute I saw this story, it came out like a week ago Saturday or so, maybe even 2 weeks ago. No, it was a week ago. It was the 13th. And I smelled something weird with the story. First of all, it started out at AFP, which is a State Department outlet type of journalistic, whatever you want to call them.
Right.
Yeah, they are a news outlet. But they're an overseas type of rah-rah, a very pro-USA, again, State Department type of talking points, CIA talking points. You'll see a lot of stuff aligned with pro-USA stuff, of course. And you see this story, and then all of a sudden it's out in the Associated Press and in Reuters, and the story rips around the entire world. And there's like one narrative, okay, that he worked for the New York Times and that he was killed by shell fire, and it's
right.
A story and a narrative is built, and a legend is built. And somebody even commented, I think it might even be here in the comments or somewhere on Twitter, about like, this sounds like, I hope he's not just like good old Shoe. Doesn't turn out to be just like good old Shoe. And I don't know how many people have seen the movie Wag the Dog, but they basically drum up sentiment for somebody who is trapped overseas, in this case is killed overseas, and they're building a story and a narrative with even a name that might be catchy, and it's trying to emotionally tie Americans, say, look, even journalists are being killed when they're in a war zone. Now, this guy flew to a war zone to cover this. So it's not like, he didn't know. But here's the story. So the tragic shooting was likely committed by Ukrainian forces, not Russians. Wait, what? How is that possible? So, as Jordan talks about, that it was reported in corporate press in almost unanimous fashion that Russia was responsible for his passing, even though no evidence had emerged. They had nothing, again, which was disseminated by Ukrainian officers at the crime scene. And they even interviewed the guy who was in the car with him. And you'll see that, and he talks about it in a way. Gunned down by Russian troops, okay? Reportedly killed by Russian forces.
Guardian.
Right?
Yep.
At a moment's notice, powerful world leaders and individuals routinely condemned Russia for the tragic death of the American citizen. Again, this was constructed. This was an entire narrative that was, they had this PR stuff all ready to go, everybody, and it happened within minutes. State Department spokesman, then you have the leader of the UK, the prime minister. Yep. There's just one big problem with that narrative, and it's that all the available evidence we have points to the Ukrainians, not the Russians, being responsible for the tragic shooting, which again is a tragedy. Now, why is that? So now, as it turns out, they had been contracted by Time magazine. The fact that he worked with the New York Times in the past, he was a freelance journalist. They wanted to use the word New York Times to get everybody emotionally tied to this story, because everybody knows the New York Times. Time magazine, nobody gives a crap about Time magazine necessarily. But the New York Times is a national treasure. You attack the New York Times, you attack the United States. Hilarious, right? So this morning, Renaud and his crew, which had been contracted with Time, were traveling through the outskirts of Kiev, okay, and on their way to document the plight of the refugee situation. So, according to the Ukrainians, the vehicle came under fire from Russian forces, resulting in his death. And after he was killed, Ukrainian police and public affairs officials took videos and photos of his still warm body and posted the display on the internet for the world to see, which was disgusting. His body was put on display, they said, to showcase the indiscriminate brutality of the Russians. There's only a couple of issues here. So, National Police for Kiev, one of the first, if not the first, Ukrainian official to accuse Russian troops of killing Renaud. Several other Ukrainian officials then echoed his claims, describing them as responsible. Still no evidence yet.
Right.
But since the initial PR campaign, compelling evidence, in addition to multiple eyewitness testimony, has emerged to tell a very different story to these events. Wait, what? Again, where have you heard this? I didn't hear this anywhere else really but here. This guy nailed it.
Yeah.
All right. So, shortly after the incident occurred, a video was posted to social media with Renaud's body on display in the background. In the video, and I'm not going to play it, a Ukrainian soldier says the shooting occurred in the settlement of Romanovka. Okay, so what again, I don't want to show it. It's almost 50 seconds long. It's horrifying. But the location is very significant because it established that the shooting took place well within a swath of territory that remains within the lines controlled by Ukrainian forces. Now, it's possible troop movement shifted in the early hours, but there's no documented evidence of Russian troops being anywhere near that crime scene before, during, or after the incident.
Right.
The Russians have in recent days repeatedly shelled the entire area, but Renaud was killed by nearby gunfire, not shelling. All right. So, and here's a map of where the shell, where everybody is and where this thing took place. Okay, where they'd advanced. And you can clearly see that this is not controlled by Russian forces. Here, distance between the area of the shooting is 2 kilometers, and the Americans were even behind a slope, so it's rather impossible for Russians to be shooting them that way with small arms gunfire.
Yeah, mortars, yes, but that shit, no.
Right?
Yeah.
So another piece of information came out earlier this evening when the New York Times confirmed that the incident occurred at a Ukrainian checkpoint. Even more suspicious. Right? Traveled around the world, he was shot to death while filming in Ukraine. So, So here's what the Times reports, that he was shot in the head when Russian forces fired at his car, which was being driven by a local civilian across a Ukrainian checkpoint near the border of Irpin. Okay, this again establishes that he had been moving through Ukrainian, not Russian checkpoints, and not. Now, here's where the most important piece of testimony comes into play. And it's eyewitness Juan Arredondo. And I think that you've been continuing to follow and share some of his tweets.
Oh my God, yeah.
Oh my God,
Yep.
yeah. He's there. Who was physically in the vehicle at the time they came under fire. He was interviewed where he discussed what happened. Okay, and he's highlighted significant portions of the interview. All right, colleague. Okay, so this is the guy again, 49 seconds in the hospital. I think I can actually play this. Let me see if I have volume here. Let's see if this works.
Tell me, please, what is your name?
Juan.
Juan?
Juan.
Where are you from?
The U.S.
Yes. What happened to you?
We crossed the first bridge in Irpin. We were going to film other refugees leaving, and we got into a car. Somebody offered to take us to the other bridge, and we crossed a checkpoint, and they started shooting at us. So the driver turned around, and they kept shooting. It's two of us. My friend is Brettrenaud, and he's been shot and left behind.
And how is he?
I don't know.
You don't know. You don't know what happened to him.
I saw him being shot in the neck, and we
From
got
behind.
split, and I got pulled into the
And who brought you here?
an ambulance. I don't know.
So this is a critical piece of information because it rules out the possibility that he died from possible Russian shelling or a Russian sniper of some sort. Okay. He's by far a more reliable source for this incident. He makes it clear that the shooting came from the direction of the checkpoint. And the New York Times, backed by other sources, have established the area as a Ukrainian checkpoint. In addition to that, most recent maps of troop positions show the scene of the crime as an area that remains controlled by Ukrainian forces. So, in all likelihood, Brettrenaud was probably likely killed by Ukrainian forces. And again, it is tragedy. And may he rest in peace. And he was trying to report. Now, there's also a question of were there any ties to Intel, and what was he just reporting there? And I don't know. I don't want to speculate. I definitely wanted to put it out there because I have heard other people talk about it. But it's a terrible story. But instead of taking responsibility, Ukrainians used his death as an instrument to advance a propaganda campaign against their enemy. Rest in peace.
I mean, I've been seeing a bunch of stuff from over there about people being like wrapped to like flagpoles and fucking beaten, and like they'll pull their pants down and fucking beat. I mean, it's just straight up like,
oh yeah, that was like for stealing a loaf of bread and a bag of onions.
There's
or
so
something.
many.
Oh,
they're doing it to like anyone,
right?
Like labeling them.
But again, I got
thieves,
into
marauders.
I got into an argument on Facebook today, which is that, and all they keep saying is this mainstream talking point that Putin is attacking the safe corridors and not letting anyone leave.
Right.
Completely ignoring the
Except
fact that the
I'm hearing
neo-Nazis are
Ukrainians
stopping people from leaving. Right. They're stopping them from leaving.
I'm hearing Ukrainians shooting at like at those fucking people too. Like, it's crazy. You know? Like, I don't get it.
Welcome to chat. Crab.
Makes no sense to me.
Oh my God. It's again, double standards, which great. Israel gets away with shooting, killing journalists, doctors. Some of the comments here are outstanding. Classic false flag up. Again, okay, how long has the government been supporting Nazis? It's been about 8 years, actually. Ukraine is the ideal staging ground to produce this theater. Yeah, Sean Penn is not the only actor participating. Very droll. Very good. And again, there are a ton of different comments. Jordan Schlackman, the dossier, Jordan Schachtel, sorry, that's this reporter, this writer. I've been following his Substack for a while. I'll give him a lot of credit. He does excellent work. Subscribe to him for free and support him with a monthly sub if you can. So, okay, that was our fun propaganda and narrative management section. So now I'm going to move on to one of our fantastic, wonderful friends, and we're gonna get into some Caitlin's Corner. Been a little while since we read a Caitlin Johnstone. Right, everything I don't like is Russian.
Let me fucking get my dab in order to where like I'm not dying.
Dude, that thing has been kicking your ass. By the way, everyone wish Reef a belated happy birthday, because since our last show, he did have a birthday. I'm not going to tell everybody when that is because I don't want to dox him, but he had a birthday in the last couple of weeks. So and his Uncle Joey brought him a nice dab for his birthday, and dude, it has been
like it's now gone. So that's how long it was ago.
It has been like kicking the living crap out of him routinely.
Oh God.
All I've been hearing, like, this guy, he takes a puff here or there, and you see him,
normally I'm
regularly
vaping,
smoking
right?
throughout the show, but those dabs have really been beating the crap out of him the last couple of weeks.
Normally I'm vaping, so it's like the vape is just a much cleaner like hit usually. I need to get like an e-nail for the dab so I could do like the temperature I actually want to do and not like. It's such a fucking laborious process. You gotta like heat the fucking nail, like wait for the nail to cool down, and then fucking get dab and like put it in there, and then like cover it. Yeah,
it's a process, but sometimes it's fun. Yes,
the e-nails are turn it on to a low temperature and like put it in there.
Is it? See, I don't know if I've used the e-nail thing, but that's pretty badass. So co-fee.com/Reef Breland in order to hook my buddy up with an e-nail and make it a little more fun. And yeah, that would be dope. And actually before that, he could actually use some more dabs. So
I'll do a whole fucking review. Yeah, I'll fucking do it up.
Nice. Yeah, there we go. And we can do that on Reefer After Dark and turn it into like a paid promo segment almost. Hey, CBDX,
I'll do like a video.
I know we've been in contact with CBDX. We like those guys. So yeah, I know.
Yeah, hopefully I get a code.
For
let them know on Twitter. They're like the real CBDX. Send them a message. Be like, Reef would be a great fucking sponsor. I know they like. I see their super chats for Jimmy Dore all the time. Where it's like, use code Jimmy.
Right. So use code Jimmy right now until Reef gets his own, by the way, for 20% off.
Yeah.
CBDX.
For sure.
Anyway, we're going to go to Caitlin Johnstone. International law is only a meaningless concept when it only applies to U.S. enemies. Yes, it is. Okay. It's meaningless when it applies to U.S. enemies. I love her so much. And again, these are some of her musings and notes for the narrative matrix. Talking about David McBride, who just posted, I've been asked to think if I think the invasion of Ukraine is illegal. My answer is, if we don't hold our own leaders to account, we can't hold other leaders to account. If the law is not applied consistently, it is not the law. It's simply an excuse we use to target our enemies. We will pay a heavy price for our hubris of 2003 in the future. Talking about Iraq. We didn't just fail to punish Bush and Blair. We rewarded them. We reelected them. We knighted them. If you want to see Putin in his true light, imagine him landing a jet and then saying mission accomplished. That's pretty interesting take. I think some people weren't like, again, Caitlin's calling it out consistently. Leadership from oligarchy is leadership from oligarchy. And I think that's really the point she's trying to make here. War crimes committed by Australia. Yeah. Okay, so David McBride's a whistleblower. We know about war crimes. And then they charged him as the criminal for reporting on the war crimes of his comrades, which is ridiculous. Mm-hmm. Okay, so neither George Bush, Tony Blair are in prison cells, as we know, which they ought to be. And I think we all agree on that. Bush still painting away. Issuing proclamations of Putin to Hitler, right? Pooty Poot. He used to call Pooty Poot.
Right.
Now, they, free as birds, are singing their same old demonic songs from the rooftops. But when you point out this obvious plot hole discussions about the legality of Putin's invasion, you'll often get, whataboutism, right? What about empire loyalists like to make when you just highlighted damning evidence that their government's behaviors were entirely invalidate their position on an issue. This is not a whataboutism, it's a direct accusation. Completely devastating to the argument being made because there really is no counter argument. Right? So tell me how different it is what he's doing from what we did to Iraq. And I think that's really the point that's being made here. That it bypassed. Yeah. So we're one to talk. It is terrible. And we agree. It is not a good thing. But then again, it was terrible that the residents of Donbass were being terrorized for years for being ethnic Russian speakers, and now again, we saw in the last couple
Uncle
days,
Sam's missiles.
Zelensky has now banned the 11 Russian
Literal
parties,
dictatorship now,
and he threw out all of the Russian speaking news and channels.
Pulling the Caesar. He's pulling the Caesar move.
It's
literally the Caesar move of like,
I mean,
I need control of the country because we're at war.
I mean, it's
like that's literal Caesar.
It's pretty unbelievable. Okay, this is why people indicted and detained by the ICC are always from weaker nations, overwhelmingly African. Correct.
Yep.
Right. It's also why Noam Chomsky famously said, if Nuremberg laws had continued to be applied with fairness and consistency, every post-World War II U.S. president would have been hanged. Yeah. It's also why John Bolton once said the U.S. war machine is dealing with the anarchic environment internationally where different rules apply, which does not require actions.
What song did he do that in?
Right? Right?
Which Bolton does the singing?
That's the wrong Bolton. That's Michael Bolton. Well, he sucks too.
Michael Bolton.
That's right.
Get out of here.
Why do you call him Mike?
Who are you?
Why should I change it? He's the one who sucks. I love that line. Right? So Bolton would certainly like to know, in his bloodthirsty push to manufacture consent for the Iraq invasion, he spearheaded the removal of the Director General of the Organization for Prohibition of Chemical Weapons, the OPCW, our friends that so famously have called out what happened in Syria and the fact that that was a false flag operation, much to Nomiki Kant's dismay. So again, here's Bolton.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Kunst?
Who?
Sorry.
Yeah. So
Kunst?
U.S. continually works to subvert international law enforcement institutions to advance its own interests. Right? Yemen, when the U.S. was seeking UN authorization for the Gulf War, Yemen dared to vote against it. And now look what's happening to Yemen.
Yep.
There are consequences for crossing Uncle Sam. Go to Uncle Sam and they'll flood your country with weapons and starve you and cause a famine. And what did we do to the Yemen
blame
people?
it on you. Yeah, oh my God.
Wait, isn't that exactly kind of what Joe and Kamala are doing to the left right now? Is they're blaming the left for not getting on board with their crappy policies on a regular basis? And
you don't like war? Why don't you like war? Did you see? Oh my God, dude! It was from Fox or somebody. Somebody put it up. It was one of our Chris. I think I saw put it on Twitter. Chris Legion, another INN member.
Shout out to Chris.
That it was 100 representatives or went against this on the Republican side, and they were like, what? You don't want, what do you mean? It was that was the headline, was just that
there were Republicans
almost all the Republicans are opposing Ukrainian aid.
Well, why though? Because of Let's Go Brandon. That's why. First of all,
right.
But they were support. Again, I have to say that Andrew Zygmunt Smith pointed out today that they certainly were all for sending money to Ukraine and weapons to Ukraine when Trump was president.
Right.
But part of that was in exchange for, hey, tell me that Biden and Hunter were doing stuff with Burisma too.
I'm
help
hoping it's that there's a few of them who don't want to have to use their fallout shelter.
Yeah. Many of them, I'm guessing,
because
don't.
They've seen the fallout shelter and they're like, that doesn't look great.
Okay. Her comments are also outstanding. Subscribe to Caitlin Johnstone. She's CaitlinJohnstone.com. She's got a Substack. She's on Medium. She's entirely user funded and supported, and we love her. Friend of the show. She responds. She's responded to DMs occasionally, and we're ever grateful for that. She's a wonderful human being. Love her to death.
Speaking of wonderful human beings, Robbie Yeager, if you could just keep an eye on when they start funding the fallout shelter more, we're gonna need to know that.
Yes, yes, definitely. If congressional money starts getting appropriated in toward towards billionaire fallout shelters, we definitely need to know about that. Yes.
I'm talking about the ones that are like that. Like, have you ever seen that? Like it used to be in like a hotel, right?
A fallout
Like,
shelter?
it was literally so it was designed for Congress and like the chiefs of staff and all the generals and like
didn't they
house,
show it in
like,
Terminator in somewhere in the mountains in Colorado?
One of them, I mean, they showed something like, well, that's like at NORAD, but
right.
But like they have a couple of them, but I know there was one that was like set into, it was like a hidden one for like politicians, right? And like, and they finally showed it, so that means they have a new one.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? And like that's like, well, they already got one. They already got another one. Right. But it was like I would love to know what, like, someone needs to go through and look up like which particular branch of like, you know, like federal funding is that, right? Like would they even put that like this is for the fallout shelter? Probably not, right?
Right.
So it's probably got to be under some like, you know, some organization, right? And if that organization starts getting a ton of funding, you'd be like, oh, you know, like time to fucking, you know, start digging a hole, like. So, but anyway.
All right. So next article that I've got here, let's go to doodly-doo. Okay, Kasashu News. One doing excellent work. Came onto our radar about a year ago. Once Camilla, you made it blow some.
Can you repronunciate that?
Kasashu News.
Okay.
Excellent Latin American native outlet. Camila Prensa works there. Ali Vargas has done some work down there. But the key is that Latin America is rejecting U.S. assistance with regard to the Belt and Road Initiative. Okay, now I know there was something about Argentina accepting an IMF loan of some kind. Initially, they had made a big deal with China. So Latin America and the Caribbean is partnering with China on multi-billion dollar development projects while turning down assistance offered by the U.S. 21 out of 31 countries in the region, both friends and foes, have joined Belt and Road, much to the dismay of U.S. lawmakers. Congressional Representative Lisa McClain sought an explanation for the phenomenon at this week's House Armed Services Committee hearing on national security challenges and military activity in North and South America. So she's from Michigan. She's remarking on the failure of the U.S. BUILD Act, which has been introduced in an attempt by Congress to counteract the BRI. But the problem is that you can't threaten people with bombing their country and destabilizing their governments if they don't comply. So McClain described the scenario of refusal of the BUILD Act in her questioning of Assistant Secretary of Defense for Homeland Defense, Melissa Dalton. And again, there's YouTube video about this. Welcome to the chat, RLA. Hey, how are you tonight?
What's up, Nikki?
So we're offering help, and they're not taking it. So when I talk, it's like we need to provide assistance. We need to provide assistance. We need to provide assistance. Then we provide assistance, and they don't want it. So is that really the issue, or is there something that I'm missing? Right. But we have to get them off China, our adversaries, and we have to spend some time on why, because it really isn't. Okay, before being stopped by the chair and her time expired. Right. So they don't want our help because they're getting it from somebody else. Okay, they're getting it from Uncle G. So according to Richardson's figures, China has invested over $72 billion in Latin America and the Caribbean.
Of course they have.
Okay, it's off the charts, and I can read a couple of the projects. The most concerning are the $6 billion and projects specifically near the Panama Canal. And I looked at strategic lines of communication, right? Strait of Magellan. But just to highlight, the nuclear power plant in Argentina, $7.9 billion. These are all initiatives that are being funded by China, not by the United States. And in partnership with China, not under threat of military action. That is the biggest difference.
Well, this is... have you been seeing this? Like, I mean, this is pretty much anything really left in the article. We're like almost... It was a short one. But have you been seeing, like, I don't know if it was Caitlin or I saw another article that was like, a lot of the like eastern places are like becoming more allies with South America, right? Like there's a shifting of the new world order. What? You know, where like like South America might side more with
Russia,
some of
China.
these more like Russia, China, right? Korea, you know, like these
Non-America.
and Africa as well, right? Where like, you know, Russia is supposedly like helping particular areas of Africa and trying to gain land resources, and it's almost like this economic war is happening as well as like it's like Cold War shit, right? Where, you know, all the business is also trying to like gain control of as many resources as possible. So, you know, I was just wondering if you would do you remember where that other article was? Did you see that as well?
I did. I don't
forget who
remember
did
where
that
I saw
one.
it though. But yes, I do
Yeah.
know what you're referring to. But again, yeah, see, it's
Yeah, and this is interesting that this is playing into that as well, right? China's
Right.
space mission, military capacity, right? And like space is, but let's all keep in mind what like the only reason why governments are interested in space is not because of exploration or any of those things. The whole reason we did it was to beat the Russians.
technology
Like,
and all the technology
so
that
that they
came out
didn't
of
get
it, development, the
a
new
Dr.
growth,
Evil moon base. Right.
So President
you
of
know,
Brazil and
this is part of
Argentina
that
with
as
Putin
well.
and Russia again.
Right.
They're making deals like, you know, while there continues to be an action in Ukraine, and while things continue to ramp up against NATO, they're not standing still.
Right.
You know, these guys are meeting.
Yep.
Russia agreed, you know, I know India agreed to buy a whole bunch of Russian oil for rubles, so now they're getting off the petrodollar. You see on the military front, Southcom commander noted Russian defense and intelligence cooperation with Cuba, Nicaragua, Venezuela as an immediate concern. Well, that's who they're targeting for our enemies, and that's who we're going to look to destabilize next. So take a look at that. That's a nice tell there. All right. While topic of the hearing was national security challenges, no countries were mentioned more than Russia, mentioned 82 times, and China, which is mentioned more than 50. All right. So that's what's going on in Latin America. They are getting help from China specifically, and a little bit from Russia, but it's mostly China. It's Belt and Road Initiative, and China is helping to build infrastructure. And again, it's certainly a whole lot better way to do it than to come in and threaten to blow up their country and to destabilize their leadership and to have to rebuild it with American technology and American organizations and McDonald's and KFC and everybody else gets there. So that is, you know, and that's what happened to Iraq. That's what happened. I mean, every country that we destabilize, where we then slap a little democracy on them, as the beloved George Carlin once said, you know, slap a little democracy on.
Yep.
So that is what's going on in Latin America. So now we've got.
And for the rest of the show, you just do an entire Carlin show with impersonating Carlin. Is that possible?
We might as well. You're all diseased.
Yep.
These pythons are sick.
People need to go watch the Church of Carlin in their entireties a lot more often. Like, don't just watch clips. You gotta watch the whole thing.
Yep, you gotta watch the
like how
stand-up
many did Carlin do?
Oh, I think 20.
How many did Carlin do?
19 or 20 stand-ups,
like,
HBO.
19 or 20 specials? The
body of work is insane.
dude. I can't.
All right, so this one I definitely did not see too many people talking about. Oh, what? Supreme Court says the torture at a CIA black site is a state secret? Wait, what? Yeah. Marjorie Cohen Truthout had this one. Okay. That Abu Zadaya, whom the CIA once mistakenly alleged was a top al-Qaeda leader, was waterboarded 80 plus times. Subjected to assault in the form of forced rectal exams, lovely, and exposed to live burials in coffins for hundreds of hours. Okay, so he was tortured. We know that.
Fuck.
Yeah. Agree, Jimmy. On March 3rd, in a 6-3 decision, the Supreme Court dismissed his petition requesting the testimony of the psychologist whom the CIA hired to orchestrate his torture at a secret CIA prison or black site in Poland from December 2002 to September 2003. And again, they're not denying that they did this to him. All right?
No.
They're just saying that they can't say anything because this was a CIA black site and therefore it is sovereign intelligence covered territory. Right. So they sought to confirm A, that the CIA black site was indeed located in Poland. It was about whether he was indeed tortured and about the involvement of Polish officials. At first, the administration's claiming that the black site is a state secret, okay, that would significantly harm U.S. national security interests. They said no. All right, even though this goes all the way back 20 years. So he needs Mitchell and Jensen's testimony to document his treatment from December 2002 to 2003 at the black site in Poland for use in the ongoing Polish criminal investigation of Poles complicit in his torture. Because even though we don't care, other nations actually do, especially if you conducted it on their soil. And these details have not been publicly documented. Why? Because it's classified. So Mike Pompeo wrote that although enhanced interrogation are no longer classified, CIA black site in question remains a state secret. The location at least does. All right. He maintained that soliciting information about the involvement of Polish nationals could compromise national security. But the location of the site has been publicly acknowledged in several venues. So what are we doing here? In 2007, Council of Europe issued a long report that found that he was held at the Polish CIA black site after his capture. Former president of Poland told reporters that that the black site was established without his knowledge. So there's all of these different factoids and things that come together. Again, torture. We tortured this guy. We tortured some folks. We tortured some folks.
He tortured some folks.
That's one of the folks that we tortured.
That's got to be a sound clip.
Yeah, we got to add that to the board. We tortured some folks. So once again in 2020, U.S. government permitted 2 psychologists to testify at a military commission hearings at Gitmo about how he was waterboarded and kept awake for 120 consecutive hours. So there's even the establishment, the precedent established where they have testified, but then of course it was a Gitmo. Now you're talking about having them testify in foreign court. Okay. Zubadiah's attorney sought illicit information about the conditions of confinement, and of course it was stonewalled. They offered to use code words to avoid specific reference to Poland or the involvement of Polish officials, because nobody wants to be smeared with this. Okay, and then you've got Breyer defers to Pompeo's spurious national security claims. That's unbelievable. I mean, this guy's on his way out, so he doesn't really care, I guess, to a point. But it's just, we have that torture color chart. That's right. The lighter the skin, the less likely it is that they're a terrorist.
The one that gets Peter in.
Freedom fighter.
Right?
Isn't that what they call them? Or rebels or... Right, Stephen Breyer, who's less than liberal voting record, I documented.
What's Carlin's line on freedom fighters? You remember that?
No, I don't remember that.
I'll look it up. I'll young Jamie it.
Nice. Wrote the plurality opinion. Joined by 5 of his right-wing colleagues on the court, Gorsuch filed a scathing dissent on behalf of himself and Sonia Sotomayor. Kagan agreed with the dissent that his petition should not be dismissed, but she agreed with the dissent's reasoning. So
if crime fighters fight crime and firefighters fight fire,
right?
What
do freedom fighters fight? Right, they fight freedom,
right?
Yep. Oh, so good, so good. Rest in peace, George. Thank God you're not around to see this, because I know that you'd be flipping out. Okay, so again, it could harm a court should exercise its traditional reluctance to intrude upon the authority of the executive in military and national security affairs. Right, again, cited Pompeo's claim that sensitive relationships with other countries are based on mutual trust. So again, that's to cover Poland's ass for this. The plurality rejected the Ninth Circuit's conclusion that since Mitchell and Jensen are private parties, their disclosures did not amount to the U.S. confirming or denying anything, except that they work for us. because they work directly for the CIA as contractors, created and implemented as the enhanced interrogation program, and personally interrogated him. Their confirmation or denial would be tantamount to a disclosure from the CIA itself. Yeah, and you know what? They need to own up. We did this. We tortured some folks.
Yep.
Gorsuch's dissent says that publicly known information would not harm national security. All right? And that's, again, where the location was, and the fact that we did it, and the fact that these guys have testified in the past to say that they did it. Gorsuch concluded his dissent by saying, as embarrassing as these facts may be, there is no state secret here. This court's duty is to rule the law, is to the rule of law and to the search for truth. We should not let shame obscure of our vision. And correct. And that definitely is what this is. They don't want the story getting out. They don't want this getting out. Either the story's technically out, they don't want him to testify. Yeah, CIA, it means never having to say you're sorry. Eric T. Red with the nails it, dude. You got to come on the show and co-host with us one week, for sure. We're going to get that third box instead of showing super chats, and we're going to put that one up there right there for you. So, since you were fire on that one. So, human love. Is there a true torture color chart? Great, love it. So, that's our wonderful CIA black site that now, according to the Supreme Court site, is a state secret. Does that mean all CIA torture black sites are the same thing? Probably. Do we still do that? I sure hope not. Do we know? Gross.
Do we know?
We did some things that were wrong. We did a whole lot of things that were right.
Oh boy.
But we tortured some folks.
Yes, we did. We tortured some folks.
Yep.
Nice.
We
Good
tortured some
soundbite.
folks.
And so that's what Supreme Court. And I got two more stories. Three more stories. So first of all, which is high level corruption and hypocrisy. So we talk about all this little low level stuff all the time, but let's get into some of like the really big stakes crap. Candidates poured over 100 million of their own cash into campaigns in 2021. It's not even an election year, people. $100 million self-funded. You're about to see an infusion of millionaires and billionaires into our Congress, even more so than before. Okay, during the first year of the election cycle, 6 House candidates and 13 Senate candidates gave more than $1 million to their own campaigns. 5 of them spent at least $5 million of their own money self-funding. And again, this isn't an off year. They're not even an election year. The majority are Republican, of course. According to Open Secrets, Republicans last year self-funded $85.6 million, compared to Democrats only funding $22.7 million. But still, self-funding at $1 million apiece, that's 22 Democrats, and that's not very cool.
Okay.
So who are these wonderful people? Tim Ryan, who's raised over $8 billion. Yep. Now, he's running, I believe, for Senate in Ohio, right? Bernie Moreno, he's a former car dealer. J.D. Vance, and this is all in Ohio? No. Self-funding among Senate candidates in Ohio. Holy crap. I thought J.D. Vance was running in Illinois. That's interesting. Okay, as the election approaches, the self-funding figures among the current congressional candidates are expected to change, both due to further self-funding in 22 and repayment of loans financed by the candidate after the election.
Right.
So majority of higher self-funding candidates are running in races labeled as toss-ups or lean Republican. 45% of the self-funding in 21 came in 3 races. 3 swing states that all, I believe, went red.
Okay.
So you got Mike Gibbons, right? Who's the in Ohio, who's the self-financed the most of any candidate in 2022 cycle, $11.4 million, which is 94% of the contributions he's. So basically, nobody wants him but him. Nobody's giving him money but him, right?
However, Rep. David Throne,
right,
the highest self-funder in the 2018 cycle to announce as a congressional candidacy in 2017 and 3rd highest self-funder overall.
He put $2
self-funded
million
at
in.
2.3 million in the first year of the cycle.
And he
And
went on
this
to
is just for
self-fund $18 million.
Is
This
just
is
for,
what they're paying to get
like,
themselves
war
elected.
chest shit.
This is what they're paying to
Right,
get themselves
okay.
elected, basically. And you know what? If they can't raise
Right.
it from another billionaire or another millionaire, they're putting it in themselves. Why? Because they're seeing return on investment. They have to be.
Right. Yes.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, of
Rick
course.
Scott funded
But it's
$63 million dollars.
It's also part of this revolving door stuff too. It's just, it revolves both ways. You can go from business, make a bunch of money, and then when you want to change things in business to better suit your business, you go into politics.
Or
and then
you own businesses,
back
then
in.
you make deals with your state, like what happened with Rick Scott,
Right.
who owned the testing labs for
Yep,
drug
or
testing.
or your kids still own them, or your wife's friend, or you know, whoever. Like you're still going to coffee with the boys, you know? Like
It's unreal. Okay, so
right.
Trone is up for re-election.
Playing golf.
He self-funded about $500,000 in 2021, more than 93% of his campaign. So again, these guys are self-funding
Right.
and they're not getting money from anybody else. And
No.
they've got name recognition and they're incumbents or former candidates. Right, this guy lost to Jamie Raskin, the most a House candidate ever self-funded at the time. He had put in $13 million, but lost. He's coming back for more. And Jamie Raskin,
Yeah.
they have to point out that he only put in the maximum of himself at $2,700, which is pretty funny. Because Jamie Raskin's not a billionaire. He's a shitlib, but he's not a billionaire. Second biggest self-funder 2021 was one of Gibbons' many opponents vying for a Republican primary win, Matt Dolan, $10.5 million.
Okay.
So all this money
Right.
is pouring in. And where is this money going to? It's going to advertising. It's going to consultants. It's going to
Right.
PACs and being funneled to other candidates. That's the other thing that's happening here. And here you go. You've got Pat Toomey and Mehmet Oz and then Oz, Dr. Oz. He's
Right.
put $5.9 million, $5.2
Yeah,
million
well,
of his
it's
own
like,
money. He raised $700,000.
The Democrats did it on the national stage with
Bloomberg.
what's his name?
Bloomberg.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. At like what did he pay to get on?
Oh, 100 million,
Stuff with,
something like
like-
that. I mean, it was some ridiculous amount.
Right.
All right. So also the only Democratic candidate to self-fund with at least $5 million in 2021. Who's this? Shri Thaindar,
Mm.
who is Michigan State Representative, contributed $5 million to his bid for the open congressional district seat in the House. This is
Right.
what House seats cost today.
Yeah.
Tens of millions of dollars. It's a big club, and we ain't in it. That's one you've got to grab.
In it.
That's one you've got to
Yeah, I
grab for the
gotta go get that
soundboard.
one.
All right, you and I are not in the big club. All right, Glenn
Somebody
Youngkin
write those
contributed
two things
$20
down for
million
me.
to his own campaign. The candidate who lost
Yeah.
self-financed to $5.8 million. This guy lost at the Republican convention. He's out $5 million with no governorship.
Right. So
Means you
and all
better
that
play,
money
and you
just
better play for
essentially
keeps, and you better play to
evaporated.
win.
Yeah.
It's unreal.
Which is why I'm sure a lot of people don't try to do this because they don't have enough money to like throw at things like.
And in the
know,
last
unless
couple
you're
of
gonna
years, you've got
Right.
people who have become billionaires and multimillionaires that will now have the funds to be able to do this moving forward. And none of them are lefties, I can tell you right now. Right, Greg Abbott self-financed to the tune of $5 million last year. A challenger to Greg Abbott, sorry, Don Hoffines,
Right.
$5.2 million, and received an additional $2 million from his twin brother Phil. And he won 12% of the primary vote, placing third. And where did all that money go? It lined somebody's pockets, and the party certainly got wealthier. And what didn't it do? It didn't help the people.
No.
All right. Phil Huffines self-financed $7 million, and Don gave him $100,000 when he ran for Senate, unsuccessfully ran for Senate. Like, there's an entire cottage industry around blowing money from huge, from very wealthy people, and then losing a Senate race or a House race, but getting the name recognition and making a deal with somebody else that makes it all worthwhile. All right, there's John Cox, Republican, poured more than $20 million of his own money to defeat Governor Newsom in the general and during the recall. And like you said, the 2020 election attracted record-shattering self-financing topped by Bloomberg's billion-dollar self-finance campaign. Steyer's $341 million pales in comparison, but it's actually more than 19 times the amount that Donald Trump self-financed in 2016. Wow. That's still insane.
Yeah.
This is corruption and hypocrisy at a scale that this is why we can't have nice things. Shout out to Catherine Huggins over at Open Secrets. And along the lines of high-level, high-stakes hypocrisy, I thought this one was a little fun. I'm a racing fan. Hold on, let's go back to you and I while I close this down and blow this up for everyone. But this is a little bit of levity. And I know that there's much larger problems in this world having to do than race cars and race teams. And these are all billionaires and billionaire toys. But I thought this was pretty interesting about Formula One's hypocrisy problem. And of course, the whole thing about auto racing and in general is pretty hypocritical. The amount of resources it takes to fly people all over and etc. But after Russia invaded Ukraine, F1's reigning champion Max Verstappen said the sport should not race in a country that's at war. So why is he competing in Gulf states that are attacking Yemen, Saudi, Dubai? So that I think he's talking about the Grand Prix of Dubai. Okay.
Yes, should be.
So sentiment was shared by almost all his Formula F1 drivers who posed for a picture in front of a Ukrainian flag with no war t-shirts. Right. So they canceled the Siberia, the one in Russia, in St. Petersburg, canceled. Ukrali, the fertilizer giant, was dropped as title sponsor for the Haas F1 team. Nikita Mazepin, whose dad controls Ukrali and his Putin crony, was sacked as Haas's driver. Like, this has affected, again, you got the Brittany Griner thing. Like, this affected sports across the world. All right? No one can now claim that F1 is not political, which makes Verstappen's anti-war stance all the more interesting, because when he won the title, he did so at the track at Abu Dhabi, capital of the UAE, and UAE is partially funding the war in Yemen. And their attempts to defeat Yemen's ruthless Houthi rebel group are becoming increasingly desperate and indiscriminate. Just days before Verstappen clinched the championship, a coalition air raided 18 civilians in a residential area of Yemen. This atrocity did not stop the Red Bull ace from racing in the UAE, a country at war. Technically. You know, again, it's only okay if they're white, right? And I think that's kind of the point here. Saber Babtaraf, a musician whose neighborhood was flattened in one of these bombings, told me it took rescuers 3 days to get to the dead bodies. Terrible. When the music stops, Yemen art and war. That's on Declassified UK. Great outlet. Subscribe to them on YouTube if you're not already. We do. Instead of condemning the Yemen war, Verstappen turned up for testing in Bahrain, a key member of the coalition, when the new season starts on Sunday. Right. So, you know, then you have the fact that there's a lot of Gulf money. Even if F1 wanted to be morally consistent, it would find opposing the war in Yemen much harder than objecting to the invasion of Ukraine. Canceling one Grand Prix in Russia, stripping the sport's worst team of its oligarch sponsor, and the slowest driver will ruffle few feathers. So Haas is no Chelsea, right? Gene Haas is an American partner with Tony Stewart, actually, in NASCAR, and he makes Haas CNC machines. But extracting F1 from the clutches of Gulf regimes is not so easy. So now Aramco is the sport's title sponsor, right? Its branding adorns every track. There's even a race in the Saudi port city of Jeddah a week after the Bahrain Grand Prix. So now you've got a lot of ties to Saudi. Some former champions have bravely expressed mild concern about racing in these regimes. After lobbying Bird, Lewis Hamilton spoke out about death penalty in Bahrain. Sebastian Vettel's criticized Saudi's persecution of gay people. Now, yet none dare mention Yemen. I think Sebastian Vettel actually was out this weekend I think he had COVID, so he didn't end up getting to race. They also appear oblivious while zooming along Jeddah's Corniche circuit that the authorities were demolishing entire neighborhoods.
All right.
The historic Red Sea without local consent. 500,000 residents were expected to be displaced. Again, it's just buying teams. Look at this. So now you've got Gulf McLaren is majority owned by Bahrain's Sovereign Wealth Fund. McLaren also received a massive money injection last year from Saudi Public Investment Fund, which also bought Newcastle. Silverstone-based Aston Martin, which patriotically uses British Racing Green livery, has just accepted Aramco as a named sponsor. How its star driver feels about racing for the Aston Martin Aramco cognizant Formula One team remains to be seen. Oh God! All right, it's hypocritical. It's billionaire toys. We get that, to keep it in perspective. Yep. But it's just showing the naked hypocrisy of following the money.
Yeah, it's partially, it's always been dictated market value stuff too, right? Like there's a bunch of stocks predicated on these races, pretty much. Like,
yeah, sure. But again, a lot of this is just marketing globally for them, and it's also the chance for them to spend a lot of money and go spend weekends with family, entertaining clients, being able to claim sponsorship of these teams.
Dubai specifically has been like in the sports world, just getting some of the biggest like events, like because they have such like massive development in Dubai, that like all these like big facilities can just be made. Right, so it's like World's Strongest Man does a bunch of stuff over there, and like MMA is doing a ton. Fight Island and stuff is in Dubai, and like it's crazy how many of those. I know that one of the biggest jiu-jitsu tournaments and stuff is over there. Like there was one of those like oil princes or whatever, like personally funding a lot of that.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. MBS for sure. Hey, Ricky's in chat. What's up, Ricky? Ricky Rants. Welcome to the show. We got one more story to do, and then we're gonna do boats, and Reed's gonna do some Reddit cringe, and we're gonna have some fun with that. But I've got one more story, and it's pretty fucking nightmarish, to be honest. Disastrous news: widespread bleaching of the Great Barrier Reef is underway. Sorry, Reef, you're getting bleached.
It happens.
Sure sign that climate change caused by burning coal, oil, and gas is threatening the very existence of our reef, said one campaigner. So an assessment of the reef's health released Friday reveals widespread bleaching, sparking fresh demands for the Australian government to ditch fossil fuels and finally commit to protecting both the UNESCO site and planetary health. I mean, it's... And there's a link to the update. We'll drop the link to this in the chat, to this article. Acid ocean temperature, and we're gonna get to boats in a few minutes. And boats aren't helping, but you've got rise in sea level temperature, in sea temperatures, rise in sea level. Bleaching has been
then affects the amount of CO2 and oxygen available in the water, right? Which then changes the entire pH of the water. Which, coral is a symbiotic organism, pretty much. There's two parts to it. There's a calcium layer and like an actual like bacterial layer that makes like food for them, essentially.
Bleaching detected.
We're not sure what. Right. We're not sure why it shouldn't be the case, but essentially all those things will just die. Right, so that bacterial layer will just leave, right? Due to the increase in acid and the increase in like all that stuff, and they'll just die. Like that'll kill them, And then the calcium is all that's left. So
widespread bleaching comes during a La Nina year, which can help cool waters. Sure sign climate change caused by burning coal, oil, and gas is threatening the very existence. Corals
if it's happening during a La Nina year, that means it should be cooler, and therefore it shouldn't be happening as much. But now we're seeing that it's still happening. Right.
How many more maps will it take to trigger real reductions in greenhouse gas emissions? Okay, showing the amount of bleaching, the amount of heating. Just the fourth time in just 6 years.
And one of the only like things I've seen that might help that is like more seating. Essentially, you just need more of it now, right? Like you have to like bury stuff that and make things for those little coral polyps to attach to and start seeding it now. Like, you know,
Scott
yeah,
Morrison is
and
claiming,
on top
that we're
of-
protecting this thing, and we're actually doing it. And they actually lobbied to keep them
Right.
off the list of World Heritage Sites considered in danger. Why would you need to do that if you were actually protecting it? Preserving would require clear and meaningful climate action. And Scott, now that's which Ritter is that Scott Ritter that's pointing that out? Scott Morrison, I see.
Yeah.
Oh no, David Ritter, Greenpeace Australia Pacific CEO David Ritter pointed out that his group delivered legal notice directly to Scott Morrison and advised he is in breach of World Heritage Treaty obligations to protect the Great Barrier Reef. So it's time to cut the crap. We know it's in danger. We also know how to protect it. So do your job, safeguard this. The update was released just days before UNESCO's monitoring mission begins, reef monitoring mission begins. Okay, AMCS's Schindler said that the mission delegates must witness the severity and widespread nature of this devastating event. And while out there, the Morrison government should explain to the mission why they continue to approve and cut red tape for fossil fuel projects. Because that's what's destroying the reef. So, reef bleach. Now we need eye bleach. So we're going to go to
eye
boats,
bleach.
smashing boats. Hold on. Let's go to our Ian Reef. And let's switch to that. And let's see if this actually works.
And I watch mindless shit. Boats that smash into other boats.
I hope.
It worked! But now I see me.
Nice.
Wait, I didn't clip you out. Okay, so hang on. I got to do a little something here with our monitor. And
you're good. You can always
Turn me
just
down.
stop share too
I can, but I don't care.
and do it that way.
I don't care. I'm going to let everybody see how the sausage is made behind the scenes.
Man, that's some high quality transitions there on that new boats.
Woo!
You know?
Warren, baby. That is
So
some sweetness. So I'm going to blow reef up a little bit. There we go. And we are good to go with boats.
And
now you see my screen, and now we see your screen. Hey, Kit.
Yep.
I see
I
Kit's
could just do
DMs.
middle display. There we go. That's the he hasn't added me as a friend yet on there.
Huh.
But
Robot truckers.
So
Uh-oh.
Yep. So I kind of thought, we talk about truckers a lot as far as trucker strikes
Big fan of truckers.
Could affect a lot, right?
For sure.
And I just wanted to bring this headline that truckers could replace 500,000 US jobs. Like robot truckers is what Bloomberg Green is talking about. So Kyle Stock here. Stay on top of the electric car revolution by signing up to our Hyperdrive newsletter. This is I love Bloomberg's fucking shit. Where it's like any capitalist shit is just like, yay!
Corporate news. Yuck.
Even they've now had like a Bloomberg weed one too, where I get like Bloomberg, cannabis stuff, and all the articles are like that too. It's just like, yay, capitalism. The robots will take the most tedious, most dangerous jobs first in most things. Trucking is no exception. So they're talking about auto driving engineers are squarely focused on long haul freight.
Right, over the road trucking.
If you notice,
overnight trucking.
Yeah, the interstate runs with almost no complexity, save for a slow curve or an easy pass lane. As such, these routes are some of the simpler challenges on the self-driving spectrum. So, yeah, I mean, almost like how trains work. Maybe we should make some more of those.
We got a lot of those.
But of course, the biggest hurdle, maybe infrastructure. I love that shit. But yeah, I just thought it was fucking, this is the drivers wanted thing, right? Which we're still not sure how much of this is like, being weird,
increased demand for truckers. Partly because of the ports and they won't they won't pay. Part of the problem is money.
Yep.
And
Yep.
the jacking up of our prices, goods and services, in order to cover the additional costs, because profits.
In this, there was a hidden thing, which is why I wanted to pull this up, right? So, truck lobbyist also. What is?
Wow, that's white.
You
I
cannot
can't
see when
that.
I highlight.
Nope.
Yep. Okay, so right here, truck lobbyists are also seeking to lower the minimum age for interstate drivers to 18 from 21.
Oh, what a bad
when
idea!
it comes to piloting
a 19-year-old kid
80,000 pound machine going 75 miles an hour, the choice might come to a robot or a teenager. So, and probably because they want 18s to be able to drive trucks. I imagine that's also part of this.
Yeah,
like they want younger workers.
Definitely no movie starring Will Smith for sure. iRobot. No.
Oh God.
U.S. robotics trucks. Look at this. E. Heller's got it. Volcano.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So you'll find this funny, right? So, an assistant principal in Mississippi was fired last week after reading the children's book, I Need a New Butt, to a class of second grade students.
Wait, what?
My boss had asked me to set up a Zoom with the second grade classes and the principal at the school. They're going to be at next year, and she was going to read to them, and she didn't show. Assistant Principal Toby Price told WLBT. To improvise, Price said his boss told him to read to the students instead. I grabbed one of my favorite books that I had nearby. I read it to them. It's a funny, silly book, Price explained. Price said he had read this book at previous school districts before and never had any pushback or complaints. I didn't think twice about reading it because I've never had an issue with it before.
Wait.
There are other books that have...
What?
Go ahead.
What's the title of this book?
There are other books. I Need a New Butt.
Okay.
I Need a New Butt. We'll watch the video here in a second because it's also pretty good.
Oh my God, this is great.
So I didn't think twice about reading it because I've never had an issue with it before, right?
Yeah.
So other books that have had much more suggestive material that are much more widely accepted. So according to a Price termination letter from the superintendent of the Hinds County School District, a lack of professionalism and impaired judgment.
Oh, I got
by picking the book. Yeah. So in response to Price's situation, children's book authors, teachers, and librarians have messaged and posted on social media stating the book is hilarious and sweet, joyful and fun and lighthearted, and dear God, just start putting that on the back of the book.
Seriously.
You got all your shit there.
That's the publisher right there.
Like how many?
Now he's hoping to
right. Like how many of those? Yeah, republish it, dude, with fucking all the new, the superintendent of the school district declined to comment about Price's firing.
Wait. Go back a second. Go to the bottom. Florida Dunkin' workers keep going down. Worker sentenced for fatally punching customer who used racial slur.
Falcone punch, bro. Falcone.
Do not fuck with people in Florida.
Yes, sir.
Work at Dunkin'.
Yep.
Oh my God. I'm more fascinated in that story than this story. But
I know, right?
Oh my Lord.
This also, what a great, more from this city considering Chick-fil-A location a public nuisance.
Oh my word. Why? Because there's such a clamor over the chicken sandwich. Oh my God.
Yes.
Show me the news. All right, let's watch the news clip from here. No sound.
No sound.
I need a new butt to a class. An assistant principal was fired last week after reading a children's book called I Need a New Butt to a class, and he does not understand why. 3 News Side's Holly Emery speaks to Toby Price about what he calls a decision that came out of left field.
Fired over a book. Last week, assistant principal of Gary Road Elementary School, Toby Price, was fired after reading a children's book titled I Need a New Butt to a group of second graders.
My boss had asked me to set up a Zoom with the second grade classes and the principal at the school they're going to be at next year, and she was going to read to them. And she didn't show. My boss told me, go ahead and read. I grabbed one of my favorite books that I had nearby.
This is
I
on
read it to him.
Zoom.
It's a funny, silly book.
Price says he's read this book
Yep.
at previous school districts before, but never had any pushback or complaints.
I didn't think twice about reading it because I've never had an issue reading it before. There are other books that have much more suggestive material that are much more widely accepted.
According to Price's termination.
Look, that's what I fucking...
Wait a minute.
A butt that's armor plated.
I love that they had to show
Safety rated.
that like 3 seconds of him like reading the book and chuckling. Did you see that like in the middle of this whole
Right.
thing? It's very funny.
Price showed
So
a
corporate
lack of
newsy.
professionalism and impaired judgment. And
Let's see him.
I broke my butt.
And for those reasons,
Oh, it's a whole
he is
series
fired.
about my butt.
On your side, asked the school district for a
Yep.
statement about Price's
Fantastic.
firing. But the
I mean, dude,
superintendent
Captain
made no
Underpants
comment.
was
I
always
just
like,
think that, this was a
you know.
pretty harsh reaction. I've been in education for 20 years. I've never had a disciplinary anything put in my file, not even for being late. So I was blown away.
In response to Price's
I blame
situation,
Putin. Yes,
dozens of
Eric, it is
authors,
definitely
teachers,
Putin's
and
fault.
librarians have messaged and posted
Very
on
much
social
so.
media
But
stating that the book is,
I just
quote,
thought that was
hilarious
fucking
and
funny.
Holy shit. That is
like,
dude. I wish my assistant
Like-
principal would read I Need a New Butt to my 6-year-old kids.
I know, right?
I'm gonna call up the
That'd be
principal
great.
of my school and tell him that he needs to read I Need a New Butt to my kids. Where is
So,
this?
This
University? Wait. Okay,
What?
this is another thing.
Oh no, it was in Mississippi.
Oh, well.
Here, I can bring it back up and find out.
No, that's okay.
Oh,
here we go. Where was it?
There's a Hines County
County
Right.
School District, WBLT 3 NBC. I'll bet that's a Sinclair.
WBLT.
That's got to be a
WLBT.
Sinclair broadcasting system.
Oh yeah, for sure. But yeah, I thought the fucking story was funny at least.
Oh my god, that's
So-
still unbelievable.
World's most boring person discovered by researchers. I just figured we should know. They found him. They found the guy. You know, they're gonna get Shane on next week, and it should be a good time. So, no, the most boring person in the world has been revealed by University of Essex Research, and it is a religious data entry worker who likes watching TV and lives in a town.
Oh man.
So essentially, they did a study after examining more than 500 people across 5 experiments. Researchers found the blandest jobs are seen as data analysis, accounting, cleaning, and banking. So that's, if you got one of those jobs,
I work with some of those people.
you know,
I love them, but they're religious. They're data. A religious data entry worker who likes watching TV and lives in a town, meaning not a city. Meaning not a city, like a sleepy little suburb. You know, yes.
Yep.
Their life is pretty boring. What's exciting? Going to a restaurant, going to the mall, a little something weird happening at work.
So also discovered.
So then they get
this
into
was done
Discord.
by-
Then they get into Discord and they start streaming, and then they turn into us.
Yeah. So this was published in the Personality and Social Psychological Bulletin, reputable thing there. Also discovered the dullest hobbies were seen to be religion, watching TV, bird watching, and smoking. So
The dullest.
I think they
hobbies?
mean cigarettes.
Yeah,
yes.
I'm guessing, but any type of smoking,
Yep.
pipes, cigars.
I like how they're calling religion a hobby though. That's pretty funny.
that is boring. People were also perceived to shun large settlements, to live in small
Settlements,
cities and towns.
right.
Well,
Cities and towns. Yep.
why would I want to be around
Makes
a lot of
sense,
people?
'cause-
Because I'm boring.
People. Right. So Dr. Whittelgenen von Tittelberg, the research
That's good.
revealed that stereotypically boring people are generally disliked and avoided due to preconceptions, and people may expect to be paid a minimum of £35 a day to spend time with them as recompense.
Holy shit!
So
Holy
they-
shit! E. Heller
Right.
just nailed it. I'm sorry. We have to go back for a second. Mississippi.
Yeah.
What's the name of the
Yeah.
book?
I need a new butt.
And what's the
What
name of
was
the
it?
county? Hines County, as in rear end hind. Holy shit.
That's
dude.
fucking great.
E.
How do we
Heller.
miss that?
E. Heller, you get the fucking
Oh.
gold star for tonight. Oh my god, I had to
This is-
stop the show for that.
this
That
is-
was amazing.
You
Amazing.
can't see the trees.
How did
among
we
the
miss
forest
that?
right
Literally,
there.
like you just You just pulled it. How did we miss that on the show? Literally.
That's great.
Awesome.
That's
Holy
great.
shit. Outstanding. Good job, brother.
But I just love, I love that they did you had to be paid a minimum of 35. Like
35.
So that means they asked people, yes, to spend time with these boring people as recompense. Right? So like,
yeah,
to spend time with this person, I'm gonna need to be paid. Like, and that how much are you how much do you need to be paid to be with this person?
Who funded this study?
The Department of Psychology, the Personality and Social Psychology Bulletin, right? It's the Department of Psychology of Dr. Wilgenin van Tilburg. That's who led this study. But I want to see if it said anything on like the top 5 most boring jobs, the top 5 most exciting jobs were the performing arts, science, journalism, health professional, and teaching. So we're doing pretty well here.
I'm surprised sales isn't in there anywhere.
Yeah, because that's data now. That's up in here. We just barely missed it.
Sales?
Like it's like 6th.
No, look, man.
Yeah, I would imagine so.
Let me tell you something though about sales. Sales
always
is
be
different.
Closing.
It's different every day. It's never the same thing 2 days in a row ever, and that is exciting. 5 most boring. Sleeping and religion. I love it. Sleeping and religion are the 2 most boring hobbies.
How is this the most boring hobby? How is this a hobby for one?
First of all, total loser. Okay.
Who does mathematics as a hobby? Like, who does that?
Yeah, quadratic equations. Woohoo!
Yeah, like I'm just like I just gotta like balance out these, you know, like trigonometry, like fucking I love how they didn't give us like the most exciting hobbies. Like that's what people want to know.
Right?
Like what was like skydiving, you know,
bungee jumping,
like sex, you know.
Yeah, 35 pounds, that's $46 an hour. I'm sure it's not a very long study.
No.
So you got to make it worth people's while to hang out with boring people. I mean, come on. All right.
Yeah. Yep. So I thought you would enjoy this, right?
Nice. Here we go.
So
Here's our
Israel
news.
criminalizes cannabis and removes criminal records of people convicted of possession.
You know, again, Israel ahead of the curve.
Irony.
They give people health care.
Yep.
They expunge fucking weed records. What?
All they got to do is make sure all the
here?
brown people they don't like is
what
we don't have a Gaza.
Yeah. Well, no,
we don't have that.
Well, yeah, it's called every inner city in America. Are you kidding? We have 1,000. We have 100 Gazas.
Right, but
I'm converted, guys.
Israel beat Germany to become the world's largest importer of cannabis flowers. Market analysis of financial experts say, dude, I think this is solely caused. Bro. This is because of Ari Shaffir. Ari Shaffir is buying up the entire.
He must be.
Like, it must be him.
He must be. Because, dude, that's not a very big country. You're talking about the largest importer of cannabis worldwide. Okay?
No, here you go. So possession of up to 15 grams of cannabis will be punishable by a fine of $154 or 500 shekels. Like I love how they put shekels. That's fucking great.
We got 500 shekels.
500 shekels. You fucking smoke a little reefer, and fucking.
We got 500 shekels.
Oh, great.
Outstanding.
And they'll erase the records of these convicted of cannabis possession. If only they could let out,
like the open air prison that they lead. That would be nice.
Yeah, that would be nice.
That would be very nice.
Maybe if they allow this to happen, they all chill out over there. Maybe that happens. Maybe this is the blessing we've been hoping for, right?
I hope so.
Because the last time people burned Bush in Israel,
oh man,
some shit went down. Like, you know what I mean?
Oh.
So, That was not. How dare you? That was a great joke. People laughed. You just didn't hear them.
Well, Human Law Solidarity says that Mary Jane was his mother. Reefer Peace Process. That's right. Eric T.
Right. So I think
Moment.
after
That's a cool website. Look at that with the Wi-Fi and the weed and.
Yep.
Nice.
With Robbie Yeager's stoner cousin in his basement, Kyle Yeager.
Hey, Kyle.
Yep.
What's that, Kyle?
Bipartisan congressional lawmakers want Biden to push UN to an international marijuana ban. A bipartisan duo of congressional lawmakers on Friday imploring Joe Biden to wield his influence to get the United Nations to end the international ban on marijuana by removing the plant from the list of controlled substances in a global drug treaty. So Nancy Mace, Barbara Lee, right, introduced the measure as UN's Commission on Narcotic Drugs, the C&D, wrapped up meetings. C&D adopted a proposal in 2020 to delete cannabis from Schedule 4, right, but it currently remains in Schedule 1, precluding member nations from legalizing the plant. So, yeah. But unlike in the US, Schedule 4 is the strictest international drug category, whereas Schedule 1 is the most restrictive federal classification.
Yeah, thanks for that, guys.
So, yep. But yeah, here's Nancy Mace, right, who are going to write a very strongly worded letter.
Mm-hmm.
And things are just going to get done. It's not sexy, but
Yep.
Like, so this is fucking hilarious. And you almost need to read the headline on this.
Oh, come on.
So Miami spent $350,000 on new park lights. The park closes at sundown.
Well,
so
I know that sounds really funny.
Yes.
It does. It really does.
Yep.
However, you can't have a completely dark park at night. God only knows what would happen there.
What do you mean?
Are you kidding?
If it's closed at night,
well, how do you know that nobody's going to be in there?
It's closed,
bro. This is Miami.
They're going to have to swim. It looks like,
dude. This is Miami.
Like, yes, but like, dude, it's just open it up at night. Then,
well,
why would you close it?
Well, because then you need to actually have like police monitoring and all kinds of other
okay.
nonsense. And they close all parks at night.
They could stand on the end of the pier.
All the public parks close at night. You know why? Because the homeless people would camp out there. That's why.
Right. God forbid we give them a spot to.
Right.
Yeah,
that's out of the way of everybody else. Right.
In public locations, and maybe you just help keep the park clean, and
probably
maybe
never get rid of them.
Get those people in. Right.
It would become a permanent
no, you can.
encampment. It would become a permanent
plenty of foreclosed
encampment.
houses we can fix up, and
yeah,
let them chill in there.
Agreed. We have more empty houses than we have homeless people in this country. A lot more.
But yeah, I just thought the headline was fucking dumb. It seemed like some very
that
Florida.
Is really that is really kind of stoner dummy.
Right.
Yes.
Well, you know what happened is that the people who put in these solar panel lights got tons of money. Like,
yeah, let's see. Was somebody related to somebody that got the contract for the solar panels?
Yeah.
Or you know what? Look, green thing was this like a liberal who was on their thing that was like, we need to go green. We need to make sure we have lights that run on solar.
Yeah. Even though it's still closed.
Yeah.
Sunrise to sundown.
Right.
And it's like, it's literally all you got to do, dude, is like go out here and change this to like all the time. Open all the time.
Well, no, because
literally nothing would
what
change.
What you need is a 24-hour park ranger at that point. You need somebody to actually monitor the area. You can't just close the gates. But if something does happen at night, you need light to be able to light up the area, like The Fugitive.
Yep.
Otherwise everyone would just run there.
Right.
So
But anyway, that was that. So you were telling me today, right? Just on our last thing.
Yes.
Right? That
Look
like
at that
it's
shatter.
been killing me.
Yes.
Right? One taught me love,
dab.
one taught me patience, and one taught me pain. Oh, the pain. Like
the pain of the dab.
The dab. It hurts so good.
And like
My two favorite hobbies are smoking a shitload of weed.
The tiniest little microbe of dab will get
Yeah.
people so
immediately, like me, just like one, like it immediately gets you high. Like that's what's nice about it, is that it's like it's not you can moderate it so it's not a ridiculous fucking high.
That's an abandoned dog for sure.
It's like yep.
Love it.
But yeah, like it's just immediate. So it's like instead of like sometimes you got to smoke a little bit to like, you know,
right to the dome.
Takes you 15 minutes before you're. But
it just
I just thought of you when I saw this.
Hurry up!
We have to leave. Me. I'm busy.
Yep.
I'm done. I'm in the party.
Oh, like, shit. What, I don't know what you're talking about. Shh.
When your homie sparks up some long bottom leaf. What?
Huh?
What? Who goes there?
Huh? Ooh.
Fucking, yeah, some long bottom leaf, baby. Photo. How dang.
I smell something.
So speaking of the Lord of the Rings, you want a conspiracy theory? Well, I'll give you a conspiracy theory.
Oh God.
So this is theorizing that the Lord of the Rings is the same story as Teletubbies. You got the holes, you got the little hobbiting holes, right? You got the Fellowship, you got the Teletubbies, and you got the all-seeing eye and the baby. And the baby. The baby is the all-seeing eye.
Oh my God.
My mother loved that fucking baby. That was her favorite part of the show. Was the fucking baby.
I was never a Teletubby guy, thankfully. I
hated the baby.
A little old for that.
Fuck that baby.
No.
Like, fuck you.
Not cool. We don't like you, baby. Okay.
We'll start with a little early dad zone.
Oh boy.
You ready? Oh.
Is that a baby helicopter?
Oh, no.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Is that
Dragonfly?
Dragonfly?
Is a baby helicopter.
That's Dragonfly.
No, it's a baby helicopter.
What?
It is a baby helicopter.
It's a drone?
It's a baby helicopter. Okay. No, it's just. I'm just saying.
Oh, okay.
What is that?
Yes, it's a baby helicopter.
He's definitely. It's a baby helicopter.
It is a good guess. It is a good guess. Santa Claus.
It's a great guess. It's a great guess.
It is a tadpole.
Oh, yep. Come on, baby. We could do it. We gotta get Formula One. We gotta do it.
It up. Oh my God. Go fast, kid. With the diaper hanging out. I love it. I love it.
I love that shit.
Are they twins? They must be twins. They're wearing the same outfit. You got two of them. I saw a second one. They multiply. Like babies, kids. They don't die. They multiply.
Fred, yep, just as I thought. No rechargeable battery like a Tesla, just basic
Fred Flintstone kinetic energy. That's right. You foot powered. That's right. Oh boy.
Oh, you're gonna be about to this level.
Oh no.
You're almost here.
Soon. You're riding, you dummy! Come on, you got it! You're doing it! You're doing it!
I screaming the whole time.
I love it! I fucking love it, dude! I would have that video for the rest of my kids' life. That is gold right there. That's gold right there. That is blackmail material forever. I'm playing that at your wedding. I'm playing that at your bar mitzvah. I'm playing it at your high school graduation. I'm playing it every time your girlfriend comes over to the house. Dad!
Oh God. Mine was, I don't know why my dad fucking kept this, but it's me naked as a jaybird on the fucking Black River holding a weenie.
Oh my
God.
God.
Like a hot dog.
That's
his favorite one. Like it's like me as a baby.
Sure.
You know?
Everyone goes,
and it's like, you showed that shit to fucking girlfriends and shit. And I'm like, you know, it got bigger. I grew up, you know.
Yep. It changes. Mommy, can I put the sticker in Daddy's card? Will he love it? Yes. Okay. What?
So mommy, can I put the sticker on Daddy's card in the bathroom? Me? Yeah, of course. She goes, will he love it? be yes. Would you like to see what that sticker was?
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Yeah, I found that under the sink, Mommy.
Yep. Yep. I fucking love that. This is a great drawing. This should go on the fridge. Do you put this on the fridge?
I have an entire pile of stuff that my kids make for me every day. I made this for you. It's just the
you need to like
thing. It really is.
You need to like digitize it.
Kids are just
you need to digitize it and save
amazing. Like they're so innocent and they terrorize you all day long and they go, I made you this picture, Daddy, and anyway, napkin stick.
So this is gonna be so moms and daughters taking nice pictures and whatnot.
Yeah.
Would you like to see what father and sons do?
Yeah, I
don't know if you noticed.
I know what fathers and
But
sons do.
if you look right back in there.
Yeah, my stuff is he stuffing him in the cannon? Is he stuffing him in the cannon? I fucking love it.
How fucking great is that?
That's what fathers and sons do. Yes. Hey, get in there and let's take a picture that way, and I'll mount it on top, and we'll freaking have a hilarious photo.
What happened? This one I just funny.
Comenzamos con las noticias y lo hacemos en Guadalajara, donde continúa la polémica por la muerte de una joven deportista. Odalis. Ella era influencer y se iba a realizar.
It's just the dog.
What's he fighting with the dog on?
He's just like trying to take this like bit of cloth or whatever, and the dog's like just I love this shit.
No, that's mine. No, let's play.
Yeah, and this like it's like the firefighter has saved this dog, like right out of this traumatic experience, and this dog is just like, oh yeah, fuck yeah, Tuggies. I love Tuggies. Like, you know,
yeah, that's fine.
Like, oh
god,
this is supposed to be in Dad Zone.
Oh god,
yeah, Elmo's doing it. Yeah, Elmo!
Oh my god!
Elmo! Oh my god, Elmo! Elmo!
Oh no!
What are you not doing?
No! Oh, dude, that's just wrong in so many levels.
I know, right?
Sesame Street's definitely gonna come at you for that shit.
Yeah.
Danny Trejo.
Danny Trejo. This is a minute and 54.
In Storks, I'm playing a character named Jasper. You think like he's always confused, but when it's time to get down, he gets down. If you were
Arrow-like? Is it dog-like?
Mandel Valley or something. My favorite animal? Dogs. I love dogs.
You love dogs?
Yeah, we rescue them. We try to get as many dogs spayed and neutered as we can. You're totally forgiving. You can yell at them, and 2 minutes later, they're licking your face.
Like,
hey! Look at this! Oh my god!
They just bring him a puppy.
Oh, look at you!
He's so happy.
Did Jasper bring you? Did Jasper bring you? Yes, he did. Kiss her. My God!
Here comes
they
more
bring him
puppies.
another puppy.
Oh yes! Look at you, puppy.
And like, wait till it's like.
Oh yes! And so it was movie Storks. Puppies.
He's just surrounded by puppies.
Yes,
oh my god.
I feel great.
Look, yeah, dude.
Wow. Why? Hero like.
But puppies,
okay.
Dude,
why?
It's just puppies. Pero like.
Okay.
Pero like.
Oh.
We've seen this egg trick before, right?
Okay, I'm going to give my dog an egg, and theoretically, she will. Excuse me, miss. Theoretically, she will understand that she is supposed to take care of it.
No shit.
Oh, that's just terrible. Come on, poor Popo. I don't think that's what was supposed to happen. Just a feeling.
No. The skateboard in an empty pool. What do you think could go wrong?
A lot. Bro, that's legend. That is legend.
No.
Worth it.
Skateboard.
Now does he get on the board? He's trying to get on the board.
I hope he drops in.
He's trying to drop in. That's what it looked like.
Hits that special meter up.
Bro, that's the Shaun White of pups right there.
That's it right there.
Damn, Tony Hawk. Tony Pup.
Oh, Tony Pup.
Okay, Cat's love.
Fuck you. Oh my God. Why have you done this? This is a terrible thing.
Look at the face. Why are you filming this? Oh, I don't like you right now.
Oh my
How to
God. This
unclog your
fucking
walls
thing,
with a wall snake.
What can possibly go
Ahí va.
A real snake?
Ahí va, la voy a meter toda.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh no.
Ya está.
Danger noodle.
Ya está, ahí va al final. Ok, con esto ya se soluciona el problema. Sí, es la mejor forma, la verdad, de limpiar plagas. Y más estas que vienen entre paredes y no quieres destruir toda la pared. Ahí ya empezaron, ¿ves?
Ok. ¿Ves? Oye, ¿pero se las come la serpiente?
No, ella ya comió.
Okay.
No, está entrenada, lo único que hace es buscarlas y sacarlas.
All the rats are coming out.
Mira, esa estaba chiquita. Quiere decir que entonces...
¿Hay crías ahí adentro?
Sí, tienes una colonia.
Oh, yeah, this
O sea, es normal, pues, primero entran dos, o entran ya cargada y se empiezan a reproducir. ¿Cuántos son? Se empiezan a reproducir entre ellas mismas y te llenan las paredes. Y por este método es que no tienes... Son muchísimas.
Oh, they're fucked.
¿Es?
Oh, no.
Creo que si llegamos...
Do we see the snake come out? Uh-oh. This guy's got an idea.
Like, look how many fucking...
Look at the babies. Oh, the little babies.
Like the little bucket of...
oh, where's the bucket? Oh, you need another bucket.
También
oh
no
my
brincan
God.
solas, pues, no caen, llegan al bote y eso les ayuda para bajar. Okay.
Oh, that's a big fucker.
Ahí va.
Oh, there's Daddy.
Todas esas, no. Todo el bote
There's a whole little bucket of fucking...
Dude, those little fuckers will bite that right through those buckets. And there's another one.
Yeah.
God damn. And another one. Oh, that's a big one too. Oh.
Like...
Oh, there's Uncle Roger. Oh, Uncle Roger.
Uncle Roger.
Hiya.
Fucking... How many... He's got another bucket. 2 buckets.
2 minutes and 57 seconds worth. This is insane. And where's the snake?
Yep.
Here he comes.
There he is. Hey, where you fucking taking that?
Come on, man. Come on, man.
Like, dude, I got them all out here.
Come on, man.
You know.
Oh, good job. Oh, okay. You did a good job.
Yep.
We gonna put you in the bucket and you gonna have some fun now. But they can't show that.
Man, the fucking exterminators are crazy out here, aren't they?
Dude,
like,
that is nuts. Unclog your walls
fucking
with a
nuts,
snake,
right?
literally. Yes.
Yep. That's how it's supposed to go, right? Like,
it's horny time.
Like, that's how it's supposed to be.
Good instinct, Popo. Save your guy.
Yep.
Yeah, that's not saving my guy.
Though.
That's not saving my guy.
Oh. So I thought, I'd give a little, ladies' night. You know what I'm saying? Like,
okay,
we got some ladies of Reddit. So
where's the sound?
I don't think that's supposed to happen. I don't think that's supposed to happen. I don't think that's supposed to happen.
Oh my God.
I don't think that's supposed to happen.
I'm not going to her for makeup tips anymore.
Nope. No.
What the hell?
Nope. What happened? Like, what was that? Was that just like a marker or something? Oh my god! Like
oh.
Yeah. So.
Ouch. Oh god.
So I want you to realize this is on Craigslist.
Oh, it's
right?
420 out 420. Oh my god, it's for 420.
Right. So it's a Pop-Tart suit. I'm selling my beautiful homemade Pop-Tart suit. I wore it only once. The wig is not included. Like,
oh, you're not even getting the wig. You're just getting the Pop-Tarts assembled.
Just the Pop-Tart. Yep. That's it.
Yeah, I don't like that deal.
No. So here's another crazy makeup tutorial. Right? The fuck is that?
What?
Ladies, what the fuck is that shit? What is that? Why?
Goo.
What is this?
It's goo.
Why?
It's clear goo.
Why?
It's literally like slime.
Tell me why.
Fluorescent slime? Isn't that going to go in your eye?
Like, it's like sitting on her lashes. Like,
eye gloss.
Hey, look, it's just like
what the
what the fuck is that?
My daughter's going to want to be doing that within a year, I guarantee.
Oh,
Sticks.
God, please, no. Like, what is that meant to look like? Is that what that's meant to look like?
A plastic doll?
I guess.
I don't know.
I mean, are you just
make
meant
it stop?
Like
Please make it stop.
Like,
please make it
okay.
stop. It's a little disturbing.
It is.
Okay.
So look at this. This thing's great. All right.
Ow.
Why?
Ow. That looks like that would hurt. What kind of slingshot machine is? Ah!
Oh,
it's like a mousetrap for your head.
Oh my god.
Ah.
But
why? I eat glue. Human love, solidarity. There you go. That's comment of the night right there.
I eat glue.
I eat glue.
Nice.
Yep. Winner.
So we've seen what happens with these things, right?
Oh,
like
no.
we know how the
Snapping
elastic
bands, especially on the top of a door like that without securing them. Yeah, that's going right in the fotch. Maybe even in the balls. Which one? Balls. Oh! Oh my god! Dude, I love how it stops right there. That's amazing. Yep. That's amazing.
Like, isn't that great?
They can't show like what really happened because he ended up in the hospital.
Probably. I mean,
there's no question.
It's like the Rampage Jackson door. It's fine.
And he went backwards, hard, fast. Okay.
So, I think I've featured Electro Boom on the channel before.
Maybe.
But his videos are always top notch.
With your smoke,
I had glued these wires to my seat with their end connected to a cable where I can just plug into the wall. Okay, there we are.
Why?
Where the f is it?
Oh, God.
The whole seat is
that little bit at the end. He still doesn't realize. Oh
no.
Yeah, no. Try to get flame retardant pants next time, bro.
Yeah, those looked like they must have been.
No, they definitely were not.
You know. So, bet in chat for what might happen here. What do you think is going to happen on this one?
Is he riding a bicycle up the ramp?
Yep. He makes it. He makes it.
Yay!
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, he did it. Those aren't as good when they do it. You know?
Well, in front of a crowd like that, you better do it. Look at the size of that crowd.
I know, right? Let's see what happens when you might not do it. Rent-A-Cop. Oh, Rent-A-Cop. I love how the wheel just like crumples. The wheel just crumples. He was wearing a helmet though, but full Scorpion's hard.
Right over the handlebars.
Whoop, like,
whoop. Yep.
That was great.
Yeah, he'll feel that in the morning.
So
oh no,
you're trying to get to work in the morning.
They're fleeing. They're
and
literally.
Bro, are like
they're racing.
What is?
They're racing, but they're racing
all
at
4 lanes.
They're racing at 55 miles an hour to fuck with the rest of traffic. Those sons of bitches.
Like
that bike rim just gave up. Yep.
Like I don't get, like, is this a stunt? Like what? It couldn't have been a coinky dink.
Wow. No.
You know?
Oh, that was definitely not a coinky dink.
But I like how you're on Facebook. What?
Yes, you see that I'm on Facebook. Actually, I'm looking. I was gonna look at the stream on INN, see what it looks like.
Right. You have the So here we go.
Nobody can see me.
We got. So this is probably not a
Did you drop a shoe?
great amount of time.
You
right,
dropped
and then
a
like
shoe.
went back. So like he loses his shoe, he gets his shoe, goes back over,
puts the
in the
shoe
middle,
on the
gets
rail,
the shoe,
walks over,
and then tries to like
nonchalant.
Oh god. And the fucking that bit.
What? Why?
The guy fucking is like, you stupid motherfucker.
Why?
Like,
but
I
why?
wish I knew, man. I wish I knew.
Damn.
They're called morons.
Yes, they are.
Here we go. Oh, it's gonna get you. Oh god, it got you. And it's fucking like, they're never gonna get that to stop now. They just have to let it run out of gas. Like, you know, it's gonna fucking come for the whole town, you know. But like, it's like, go get the guns. Like, we need them. So I want to know how people feel about this one. You know, this one's going to be interesting for people. So
okay,
there's a lot going on with this clip.
I'm there.
Yep.
Okay. Wait, what? Wait, what?
Whoa!
Oh God! All right. I can't.
It's almost what is that?
Okay. Wait, what? What kind of fucking voodoo magic is that?
Oh,
so that's this is like disgusting.
This is one of the oldest magic tricks in the world, if I'm not mistaken. I know. This is how dudes swallow goldfish, stuff like that.
What? Wait, we need a Jimmy soundbite for this one. Wait.
Yeah, it's underneath these. I gotta go here and then move this so I can have these.
Oh, that sucks.
I hate when it did. There it goes. Hold on. Control Win X. Control Windows key X. That's supposed to move it to another monitor. God, why is it dumb?
Because you're live or something. I don't know. Anyway.
Probably.
We don't need it.
I don't even see where it went.
Fuck is I'll do it for
I don't know.
Jimmy.
Yep.
Cut and paste.
Oh my!
Did you know? Kansas City welcomes 25.
You're just gonna skip past that, like we didn't just see that. Like that dude didn't just throw up a shower on himself.
Yes. Yeah. That's just normal, dude. What do you mean?
Okay. All right, we're gonna let it go. Next.
We're gonna let it go. If you want to read that one for me.
Do you know Kansas City welcomes 25 million visitors? Yeah, that's a spelling error.
Yep.
And that's right in their travel and tourism window. Oh, somebody's getting fired for that.
If you're in the Kansas City area.
That's gonna hurt your butt. That's gonna hurt your butt. What's that? What's that? I need a new butt.
What was the book? Yeah. Yep. This is from Kansas City.
Oh my word.
So these are some construction fails.
That's an extra special typo, is right.
Yep. Okay. These are a doozy.
The whole wall fell on him. How? Good job, dude.
Like, barely escapes that one. Right?
Okay.
So there's a running theme here.
Where the whole wall falls.
Whoa, together.
No
shit.
Wow.
Wow, I was 3 seconds from being crushed.
Yep. Not today, Death.
That was
not today.
That was a hospital visit waiting to happen.
Yep. So
what the hell is going on here?
What do you think is going to happen here?
She's gonna.
Like, do you have any guesses?
She's gonna lift up her leg and he's gonna get hit in the nuts.
Okay. That's an interesting guess. I don't think you would have guessed this. Let's make the sound is up and action.
Well, he didn't see the guy on fire behind him. He was wearing a mask. So
I know, but like what?
Everybody got up and ran. That was a lot of fire on one dude.
Holy shit.
And everybody's filming him running after him with cameras. That was some kind of stunt. They were trying to do that.
Oh, God.
But damn, he was going to jump in the pool. He was definitely running for the pool.
Yeah. Yep.
Holy shit.
Yep.
What did that say? Day in the life of a vlogger?
Yeah.
Oh my
Day in the
God.
life. So, this is a recurring segment we have on our show. The robots are trying to kill us.
Don't tell me this is actually going to make it.
Oh. He's doing it up.
Gojira. Wow, he's got good form. He's got it.
And
oh, son of a bitch.
Half court.
Oh, son of a bitch. No, don't cheer the robots. The robot's going to kill you. Don't cheer on the robot. The robot's going to kill you next. Bro, that is a Sentinel. 100%. Haven't you seen X-Men? Bro.
My God.
Faceless, black, scaly robots. Oh my God. They're real and they're here. With the white face. Holy shit. Bro.
And clean. Like,
we're all gonna die.
That face is the face of fucking like
the dragon. Oh my God, that is terrifying. That is terrifying.
That's terrifying.
Terrifying. Oh my God.
Like,
come on, dude.
They're off. Oh, you've been ice skating?
Is this Mighty Morphin Power Rangers? It looks like.
No, it's just skates. Oh, almost at the finish.
I finished last. I'm last.
Oh, you lost. You lost. You lose, sir.
Womp womp.
You know.
It sucks.
So you're a car guy. You know the specs on that.
I know a few things.
Teslas.
I know a few things.
Teslas. Okay. What's its like wind rating?
Not that. Ouch. Okay.
Dude, look how much air that thing caught.
Is that a Tesla?
And
oh my god, that's over another
that's
car.
That's when he knew he fucked up.
Dun, dun,
Like,
dun, 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 dun,
dun, dun, dun,
dun, dun. Dude, that's literally like that's a scene out of the Dukes of Hazzard or a scene out of Knight Rider where they pause it right before commercial.
Yeah.
Bro, that's
Right.
insane.
Oh.
But they never show you this part. They never show you the after.
And...
That's definitely what the Dukes of Hazzard cars look like. They definitely trashed the Dukes of Hazzard cars doing those.
Oh my god,
for sure.
Yep. Those were like egregious too, because like they did those on purpose like that, where it was like it cuts like right after it's like completely vertical, you know, like. So, were you a fan of Evil Knievel growing up? Do you have one of those little toys?
Sure.
Little Evil Knievel toy?
Sure.
Okay.
I don't
Wow.
I think you cleared the ramp and then some.
There. I think you, but the ramp's back there, dog. The ramp.
Blah.
Ramp. Wow.
Oh. At least he's wearing a full face, but still. That is going to hurt in the morning.
Fucking pole. Like he almost hit the fucking electrical fucking lines. Like what the fuck?
That is going to hurt in the morning. And probably the morning after. Damn.
Yep.
Holy
the slow-mo on that was definitely needed. Oh.
ATVs.
Yep.
We like ATVs.
Similar problems.
Yeah, that's it right there. Come on, show me some. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. You done got his stuff, Junebug. Help out, Junebug. He's giving it enough power.
I don't want to be anywhere near that when he guns it.
Yeah.
He's getting it with a face full of freaking mud.
Like it's a little Barbie movie. He ain't gonna get up that damn heel like that. Yeah, that's it right there. Alright, y'all alright with me, Junebug. That's alright. What Pee Wee is. Oh, he got Pee Wee. Oh, Lord. Slow down, Pee Wee. Oh, no.
Oh, Pee Wee.
Come on.
Oh, Pee Wee.
Pee Wee.
Dude, you're fucking up the party, Pee Wee.
Slow it down, Pee Wee.
Pee Wee. Oh, no. Pee Wee. You gotta go now. Won't need an ambulance.
We're gonna need an ambulance. Oh, Lord, we're gonna need an ambulance.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Pee Wee. Ouch.
Pee Wee's all right. Pee Wee will be fine. You know?
Add weight to the trunk before jumping in the creek. That's right, E-Heller. For sure. Holy crap.
So we're gonna have to get used to this as the icebergs melt.
Oh no. The whole thing just disappears on them. It's floating away.
I would start getting off that. It's
God.
moving.
Oh no. Oh Lord. Oh Lord. Oh my!
You'll know like Titanic about like how the things are like.
Did he turn around? Oh, they better turn around,
underneath.
guys! Hey guys!
Guys! They're just like, bye, see ya. You know.
Well.
And.
Okay.
Oh,
you just had an iceberg land on you. Oh my!
Like,
Lord.
look at how close. Look at how fucking close.
Oh my god!
Like,
and look at how big the sea ice was underneath.
And like it like pushed him out of the way.
Oh, it
like
sure did.
Displaced him.
Oh yeah. Everything in
Like,
its wake.
He was very lucky.
Oh my lord.
Oh my god.
Oh
Don't
boy.
fuck with that shit. I saw another one that I couldn't even fucking pull up that was like an ice sheet coming down and a boat just being like, oh shit, like just fucking driving away from the wave it made. It was like, you know. But anyway, this is the last one for tonight.
Okay.
You know. Figured we'd end with a fucking with a big one.
This
you know.
definitely looks like, is this whole thing gonna come? It looks like it's all gonna come down.
I think it's I
think we need a full implosion.
But like one swing. Like look, we got one of these wrecking balls. Like this is every fucking kid wants to see this right here. And bing. Just that one.
Wow.
And there goes that Rust level on Call of Duty. You know? And what even is that?
What is that? It looks like an oil derrick or some kind of a rig.
Must be
to build an oil. Like it looks like, you know, look, there's a thing drilling from underneath. There's a chute
and bip. Just that one little one. It doesn't even look like it's gonna do shit.
Nope.
You know.
No, I'm gonna knock your ass over. Whoop. Bye.
They used to do them for when
That's
like nuclear silo demos and stuff. There's a guy who like animates.
Dude, E. Heller fucking had it. E. Heller got me.
You know?
Empire Strikes Back. That's exactly what I was going to. Was AT-ATs.
AT-ATs. Yeah. The sound for an AT-AT. Yeah,
that's
that makes
exactly
sense.
what it sounded like, and exactly what it looked like was when they fell over, like that. Boom, boom, boom.
Well, it's like I want someone to put like a little dude with like little googly eyes and some arms as it goes down, being like, no, you know, like it's such a dramatic, like, oh god, why?
And ends up in a big pile of poop.
You know,
I don't want the contract to scrap metal that, but somebody's got it.
No, somebody's got it.
Let's go back.
Oh,
to you and me. Icy dice. All right. Well, that was another one, a fun one. Some stories we definitely did not see anywhere else really covered around. And some fun brain bleach, which we always like to have. And so if follow us on Twitch, you see the follower thing up there, 74 out of 80. That's our goal right now to 80. And once we get to 80, we'll bump it up to 100. Hook us up on Ko-fi. Definitely need some coffee. I did not have any for the show and could definitely use a cup now. Gonna go take some rips and have some fun after the show, even though Reese's been smoking this whole time. I don't get a chance to. So now it's time for Indy to go cut loose after we did some stories, some news. This was our first live cast on Telegram, so we're pretty excited about that. Hopefully anyone who was watching on Telegram, hey, how are you? Thanks for checking it out if you did. Odyssey, subscribe to all the stuff. Reef's gonna have another Reefer After Dark probably Friday, Wednesday night. Okay, so Tuesday I'm gonna be on Misty at 4 p.m. Eastern on TNT Radio. There'll be links I'll be putting up, I'm sure, sharing it on my Twitter at IndLeftNews. Let me go to Twitter's and let's see if that actually works. No, it doesn't work. Okay, the button didn't work. Button doesn't work. Okay, so at IndLeftNews. So then Wednesday, we are going to do an IndieNews.Network stream. We're shooting for 9:30 p.m. Eastern time. Same bat time, same bat channel. And we'll see how many INN members show up. So far, I had Angel and Chris and Warren and Lucy and maybe Noli, who's here in chat.
I think I might have something to show off. If I can set this up right. Hold on.
Nice.
How do I make it to where?
And I invited a special guest to join us on the stream. I don't know if he's going to be able to join us or not, but Jesse Jett is invited to attend.
On your virtual webcam.
Yes.
Do you mind setting it to where you're Big Bird?
Sure.
There we go. And then if you go back to the boats, just the two of us.
Boats, just the two of us? What do you mean?
Big. Yep.
I mean like that?
And then if I go here, which it has nameplates that aren't the ones that I need right now.
Of course.
This and this.
Noli's the best. We love Noli D. Shout out to Noli D. Go and support Noli. Noli's trying to win a contest for her artwork and if she wins, it's for $25,000. It's pinned on her Twitter. Go to @AJ and AND No Way, AJANDNOWAY. I'll put that in chat. And then go to her pin link in there. AJANDNOWAY, AJN No Way, HTTPS:// I can't type right now because it's late. But yeah, go hook her up.
Put us in the wrong spots.
All you have to do, you can sign up for free. You can vote for free. What do you? I don't know what you're doing here, but you're trying to make something. I see. Yeah. Then he's putting a little INN thing I see in there. Well, I'm on INN channel. So yeah, activism, cop watch, First Amendment, Second. Yeah, that's her. She's amazing. Hey, look at that. We got an INN thing, but of course I'm backwards on the INN. No, I see I'm forward. Nice.
You're not even in
good.
it. Yeah.
Cool.
But this is for INN News coming soon. Not sure the specifics yet, but we've been working on this for a minute. I think I need to make this full screen.
Trying to put the bird in there, which isn't working.
But like this is,
what it's gonna look like.
How INN will look pretty much. Like I'll be able to put any two people in the chat from INN, and we'll cover. It'll be an hour long. Hopefully Wednesdays. That'll
I'm
start
not
happening.
there at all. I'm just at.
It's funny.
It's you inside you right now. Is my point.
Yep. But you're in the corner. I would have flipped it, but it didn't let me do that.
It's
easy.
all good, dude. I'm just giving you a hard time. But anyway, so
anyway,
let's go back to you and me. Yep, that's going to be what INN IndieNews.Network news is going to look like. INN News, and we're going to have a lot of the INN members will guest host, and Reef will do some hosting. I'll do some hosting. Everyone will kind of rotate around, and it'll be a good outlet for everyone to.
Yep.
And then we're going to still be doing
good.
Friends of Indie Left. There'll be another one coming up soon, probably in about 2 weeks. I've been trying to do that every 2 weeks.
We'll do that at like an earlier time. What do you think? Like around like 6, maybe even 8, something that's like.
Well, you're gonna have to do that without me, if so, or I'm gonna have to schedule that without the kids, because that's dinner time and kid time. But
might be a day that we make.
There's Noli's link.
But whatever, we can work on it.
Everybody go to Noli's Twitter page, go to her shared link, go to her pinned link.
You just go give a free one. You get a free one a day with a Facebook account. You get a free vote. Like, if people can remember to like go back tomorrow and do it again, that'd be dope too.
Yep.
You
can vote once a day. So again,
try to get that hook up.
Follow us on all the stuff. Clip channel for How Do We Miss That on Rumble. I think I need to get the last few clips up there recently, but of course we have the playlists on YouTube. We're on Facebook. We're on, of course, Odyssey. Hopefully soon we'll be looking at Rockfin. That's our next goal. I know Lucy Blue and Red Wine's talking about Rockfin. A bunch of us, Rob Durden's already on there. Savage Joy's on there. And Kit Cabela, who we were talking about last week, who we were talking about last night, he's on there. So hopefully we'll be on there soon.
Yeah. When are you doing Misty's thing?
Tuesday. That's Tuesday.
Tuesday, right?
And then Wednesday we got the network thing. Thursday, Extra Booyah with Warren, Uncle Warren. Friday is Reef Show. And then Sunday we're right back here. So we're going to have a really busy week. Everybody hang around and follow on the Twitter. Follow INN at Get Indie News on Twitter. And yeah, we'll see you next weekend. Thanks everybody for hanging out. It was a really good time. Appreciate you all being here and your friendship. And we will see you all next week. Go ahead, Reef.
Listen to what little birds have to tell you.